Full moon is rising, magic is high. Dreams and intentions, they reach the sky like the embers of fire that dance to the tune. The song of the green man is burning in you.
I call the police.
His gaze is not hidden to those who can see. His eyes stare upon you, no judgment has he. His words are soft spoken like a breeze through the leaves. I am the green man, the face in the trees. Green man, eyes in the forest, face of our land. Green man, king of the wildwood, his roots where we stand. Some say he is fearsome, a lie that's been told. The devil lives there in the dark and the cold. Stay on the path or you'll pay with your life, or the horns of the wild one will cut like a knife.
But his bounty is rich, his heart is of gold. His welcome is warm for the young and the old. The beasts of the forest bow down to his grace, for the spirit of the green man, the heart of this place.
Green man, eyes in the forest, face of our land. Green man, king of the wildwood, his roots where we stand. In the grove of the oak tree, the birch and the yew, the tears of the green.
Hello, my darlings. Hello, everyone out there. I'm sorry. Initially, I have to open up with a sorry because I know you guys were waiting last night. I saw some of you guys in the chat. Excuse me for 1 second. I have a really bad sore throat. I think I've got a terrible cold coming on. I saw you guys in the chats and everybody was waiting. All my mountain people. How's it going? Shout out to all my mountain people in the chat. All my ice people in the chat. Let's hear it for the ice. Let's hear it for the mountains, where the ice on top of the mountain usually sits. So, yeah, this is all about the ice on the mountains today. No sun people, because the sun people are causing some major problems in Peckham. So it's all about the ice. This is the song of mountain and ice, not the song of fire. No, not the song of fire and ice. This is the song of mountain and ice tonight. We're going to have some mountain people come up onto the panel, hopefully, and give us the mountain side of this this talk, because we've been hearing a lot from the Sun people. We've been hearing a lot from the Sun people. I think we've been hearing a lot of foolishness from the Sun people myself, but the Sun people have had their moment in the sun, if you will. But this is the mountain time. There's a mountain channel ran by the mountain people, done by the mountain things, and these are all mountainous. This is a Rocky Mountains, the Alps, the French Alps, the Swiss Alps. This is all about the mountains. We're going to be skiing. No more sunbathing. No more sunbathing to these sun people. No. We shall no longer worship the sun, even though technically my people worshipped Ahura Mazda, the sun god. We're not bowing to the sun people no more. We're gonna rock with the mountains, literally and figuratively. Anyway, what the hell am I doing? Okay, number one, something came up last night. It was unexpected. There was some Iranian protests in Trafalgar Square, and I had a bunch of people, friends of mine from out of town, come in, and they didn't even tell me until Saturday morning. Saturday afternoon, actually, about 1 o'clock. And so I rushed to Trafalgar. I did manage to record some footage, so I'm going to play that. But then we all went out. And unfortunately, the live stream had to take a back seat to some friendship frolicking and drinkings. And it's been a long time since I had that kind of a night with some very, very old friends. So I'm sorry, guys. I know you guys were in the chats. I saw you guys out there afterwards. As in this morning, I saw the chats, and I could feel the disappointment, guys. So I'm sorry. I know Cognitive. I know Purple. You were there. I saw Triller. Big up Triller. He was there. Who else was there? Of course, Scientific. He showed up, and that was the mainstream for him to jump on. But it seems that he's not here tonight. Maybe he's upset. Maybe he's sulking. Maybe he just doesn't want to talk to me tonight because I let him down. I don't know. Either way, we're gonna do the show. I'm 100% be honest with you. I am actually ill. I've got a cold. My throat was killing me this morning. I had a sore throat, so I'm definitely coming down with a cold. And this show was not something I wanted to do. It's okay, Banksy. Oh, I love you, Purple. See, Purple's got my back. Purple's my dog, always. So anyway, we're still going to get on with it. We're still going to do it. Now, I think it's best to open up with the event itself so that whoever has been lying under a rock doesn't know what's going on with the mountains and the sun. There was a conflict between the mountain and the sun people, as some black supremacist racists would put it, and that was where a shop that sells hair and beauty products, mostly since it's Peckham, for the sun people in big up Bunga, big up Sunny, yes, Purple, of course, Cognitive, and Triller. Now, as I said, I've put the link for the StreamYard. I want to get to the StreamYard like almost immediately with this, because I just want the mountain people to give their side of this. But before that, I'm just going to play a little clip. Obviously, if nobody's jumping on, then I'll have to just keep on keeping on. So yeah. For those of you who are not fully aware, for the uninitiated, there was a ruckus where a lady went into a Indian shop, or Indian-owned shop in Peckham, for hair and beauty products, which a lot of African or Afro-American or African Caribbean ladies use. A lot of fake hair, a lot of weaves, and all that nonsense that they stick in their head all the time. And this lady was unhappy with the product, wanted to return it, wanted a refund. The shop has a policy of no refunds and no exchanges for certain products. That included, I guess, hair or fake hair. She was not happy with the store credit that she was offered. And so she decided to just take whatever the hell she wanted I guess in her mind, and in equivalence to the product that she wanted a refund for, which kind of baffles my mind because the store credit should have covered that, I would have thought. But maybe the store credit was less than the item that she purchased. I don't know. These are the details. They say the devil is in the details. These are the details that I'm not 100%. But nevertheless, kicking off and trying to just take shit is not really going to work out for you, is it? Now, I presume these are the details which I think a lot of people didn't want to talk about, especially on Veli's channel, because Veli's is, obviously he has a lot of pro. Although I still think Veli is kind of a down the middle, or a fairly even-handed kind of guy, but he has a lot of women like Lady Divine and Nanitha and all that, which are like, oh, pro black, go, 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 kind of nonsense, which I don't. They're a little bit too much. They basically excuse bad behavior. Okay, that's what it is. Let's call a duck a duck. Call a spade. What it is that these Afro-Caribbean people generally behave badly when they don't get their way. They lash out and they want to take the thing that they feel they want to take their justice. This reflects, I would imagine, to the African continent as a whole. Let's be honest. Despite the conspiracy theories of why Africa consists of just about every shithole nation on the planet, is not a coincidence. It's not a coincidence that South Africa, after the apartheid ended, has become a failed state. It is a failed country, especially after Nelson Mandela died, especially because Nelson Mandela was trying so hard not to turn it into the very shithole it has become, where the blacks take essentially revenge on the whites. He desperately tried to avoid that. But there we go. Just look at, I know it sounds terrible. Look at South Africa before apartheid. Look at South Africa after apartheid ended. And you tell me, you judge for me whether it's a better country or a safer country to be in. I argue it's not. And that goes something to say about maybe the people running it. Maybe the people that are running the place are the ones who are shitting on it. But that's neither here or there. The fact is, this man in Peckham, and I can imagine why these stores place such restrictions, like refunds, because they know a lot of these people take the shit they want, they use it or cut it up or do whatever it is they want to do to it, and then they want to return it to get a refund. I know people 100%. I know this, that they do this. My own people, my mountain people, my Persians. I've known Iranians who literally go and buy equipment from B&Q, a hardware store, like electric saws, electric drills, whatever. They use it for the thing they want to fix. Then they go and return the item and get a refund because they don't want to keep it, because they bought it just for this one or two jobs. And then they go and get a refund from these stores. And the stores just, they pretend there's something wrong with it. It's broken. They break something inside it. And they go get a refund because they just want it for that one purpose. I'm not joking. They do it. It happens. I fucking witnessed it myself. I was with the person who went and returned the item, and I was saying to him, I don't think we can do this, man. I don't think they're going to just refund it. We just use this saw to fucking smithereens. We used it for 3 days, 4 days, solid. Practically burnt the whole thing out because we were cutting up these giant chunks of wood for refitting a shop. And no, he said, no, dude, don't worry. Just let me do this. I'll handle it. Bam. We went, returned the saw, got the work done that we wanted, got the money back. And we practically destroyed the saw. The amount of, pressure we put on it, way over the limits of what that saw was able to do, or was supposed to do. I've seen it done. I was embarrassed, but I'm gonna keep it 100. Mountain people have fucked over retail stores. And I'm sure these Sun people have fucked over this shop so many times that the man has put in a policy to not refund things because he knows that if he just refunds it, these Sun people are going to just go and buy makeup, use half of it, come back and go, no, this was terrible, it was bad, it caused rashes or some bullshit, get a refund. Because they wanted the makeup for I don't know, a wedding or a special event. and they just went and used it, got a full refund. I know this happens. You know this happens. You know people be taking advantage of this sort of shit. So the man's putting down a regulation to try to stop this, trying to curb this type of behavior. So they don't give refunds. They don't give exchanges. They simply are going to give you store credit because they know that if you're messing around and you're abusing the refund system, this is the way to do it. So number one, I know why that shop doesn't give refunds or returns, which I guarantee you is not something you're going to hear on Veli's. You're not going to hear it on Jedi stream. You're not going to hear it on any of these pro-Sun people streams. Why? Because they're not going to tell you that they take the piss out of shop policies. They're not going to tell you that. I'll tell you that. I'll tell you that these Sun people and these mountain people take the piss out of these returns policies all the time. But these guys are not going to tell you. Well, the thing with Amazon is a giant, massive corporation. They don't give a damn. I've known people take the mick out of Amazon all day, every day. But Amazon is tuppence to Amazon. Amazon doesn't give a damn. Half the time, they don't even send the item back. You know, one time, I had an item, a mirror. I ordered a mirror from Amazon. And when the mirror arrived, it was broken. It was cracked. So I took pictures of it. I sent it to Amazon. I called up Amazon Return. I told them through the app and all that this is a broken mirror. I need to return it. Now, the mirror was from Germany. Guess what happened? I packed up the mirror. It had a returns sticker on it. I didn't have to pay anything for the return. I sent the mirror back to Germany, as I was supposed to. I did everything correctly. I got my refund, refunded back into my account, because the company said, no, we can't exchange it. I actually wanted an exchange. I had to go buy another mirror of a similar type. It was slightly different, but same. And then about 3 weeks later, the mirror that I sent to Germany that was broken came back to my front door. It arrived in my front door again. They returned me the mirror after refunding me. And I don't know what the hell was going on. I don't know what on earth was that about. And I told them, I don't want the broken mirror. Why? They didn't even reply to me anymore. They just ignored me. It's ridiculous nonsense like that that goes on with Amazon. So Amazon can do whatever the hell they want. If they don't want people returning the broken item that I legitimately sent back with all good faith, then that's not up to me. That's not me. I did everything right. I did the right thing. I sent back a broken item. They just sent it back to me and refunded me the money anyway. That's not on me. That's on them. But as far as these types of these kind of activities that people do and they take the piss, there is a thing, and they do take the mick, and it is, I think, disgusting. But that's what happens. That's why shops have certain policies, because they people take the mick. So this shop that we're discussing in Peckham had a no returns, no refund, no exchange policy, because I guarantee you, many of the Sun people that shop there take the piss of a refund policy. So they've done that, and this lady was not happy with the store credit, and decided to just take stuff. Now, this is the clip which I want to show you guys, because just for context purposes, that went viral, although the actual, there's multiple other videos with other angles that show it better.
Look. I'm going to call the police. Thank you for calling.
Okay, so you see, that was the moment. Now, as you can see, by the way, this was not the only time this woman struck this man. This woman struck this man multiple times, but it was just this one time where he smacked her. She smacked him with a basket, where he lost his temper. Let's be honest. You get hit with a basket in the face, you're probably going to lose your temper as well. and then he grabbed her by the throat. And this is the clip that's gone viral because they edited the other prior hits that this man received from this Sun lady. And of course, this image is my thumbnail, is many other people's thumbnail, because this Sun, this Shaniqua, badly behaved Shaniqua, decided to not accept the policy of the shop and also go on some kind of thieving rampage. And I'm sorry, you don't have the right to thieve. Okay, here we are with the Scientific. Big up my Sun people, Sun man. How's it going, Scientific? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Actually, let me see. Can he hear me? Hello? Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. Oh my God. Hold on. Hello? 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 Damn it. Damn it. Scientific. I have to restart this StreamYard. I do apologize, Scientific. I have to restart it. You can't hear me. I can't hear you because the whole thing is screwed up again. Damn you. Damn you to hell. StreamYard. Just bear with me, ladies and gentlemen. I am trying to get Scientific back on to the panel. Okay, that one's working. That one is working.
Hello. Hello.
Big up, Scientific. Can you hear me now? Scientific.
Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you now, good sir. Yeah, I had to restart the StreamYard because it was messing up. Do you have me? Do you have some background noise? Are you? You sound like you're outdoors somewhere.
Yeah, I was driving. I'm in the middle of doing a few running around.
Are you?
I didn't know you were doing the show today. Yeah. Okay. Is it bad echo?
It's a little bit of
let me try something. Is that any better?
Yeah, it's better. It's much better now. Yeah. Sorry, dude. I'm sorry I couldn't do the show last night. Did you get? Did you hear the beginning of the show when I just explained why?
No, I missed that bit. What happened?
You just jumped on now.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Okay. Well, there was a whole Iranian thing that was happening yesterday at Trafalgar Square. There was an Iranian event, protest for Mahsa Amini. As you know, the Iranians are. We've got some things going on, and some of my friends from out of town came in unexpectedly, so I had to go and meet them. And unfortunately, the stream had to take a back seat on that one. So I do apologize for yesterday's delay in this stream.
No worries. We had a little laugh and joke in the chat, and then we all got worried and thought maybe they kidnapped you, innit, someone or other, and then we thought, wait and see.
I know. No, the Sun people did not touch the old Banks. But unfortunately, yeah, I just had to spend. These were friends of mine I haven't seen in at least 4 years now, since the COVID period and prior to that. So I had to spend some time. These are very old friends of mine, and unfortunately, no live stream is going to take precedent over them.
Yeah, no, of course, mate. You got to interact with your peers. You got to stay friends with people. You know.
Bros before hoes.
Right, we'll all be gone and we'll leave you in the ditch, mate. Yeah, exactly.
So what have you say about our Sun people's depiction of this event? Now I've shown only the main event itself. I haven't shown all the protests and stuff subsequent to that. But I feel that you wanted to get some things off your chest, maybe regarding this that maybe you couldn't do on Velis, or you felt that it was less free for you to express some things. Is there anything that you wanted to say that you haven't said already?
Nah, well, let me just get this straight, mate. I'm not gonna get caught again into getting myself into trouble. So, as much as you might try, Banksy, I'll put it this way: whatever I wanted to say, I said it on Velis anyway, because I can say up to a point of any reasonableness, I can say what I want. And even in the chat, obviously in the chat, I'm doing a lot more trolling. But anything I would have wanted to have made a point about, I've already said it and done it on Veli. So, I see what you mean as well. It's always good to be able to say things in a different kind of atmosphere. But I wouldn't really say anything different from what I've already said as my view on it, you know?
I'm with you. Yeah, I mean, to be perfectly honest with you, I don't think. Veli's is a very, very open sort of platform. I think if you said he's had people who are like out and out racists and neo-Nazi types on there as well. So I don't think there was really anything we don't have to. But the problem is sometimes you are constantly interrupted before you actually say the things you want to say because of other panelists, and sometimes that's the part that I'm a bit frustrated, where I'm trying to give a fuller answer or fuller description of what I think, and I just can't do it on that show or on other people's, because it's a constant interruption, and you just you just can't come out with, you can't say what you really want to say fully because someone else is always jumping in.
Yeah, when you get a few people that are kind of in agreement about something, they like just rolling over any point or objection you might have. So it's basically they're not even listening. You know, they've got 2 or 3 of them that agree about a point, and this is general. You know, this is for all of us as well. Like when there's 3, 4 of you all agreeing on a point, and then one person maybe is saying something different, because the underlying assumption amongst the majority of the group is we're right and we agree and he's obviously wrong. You kind of like don't even give the person a fair chance. I mean,
yeah,
Veli's more of a chance to actually get into it than a lot of other channels. But at the end of the day, he's only human. He can't be there every minute of the day moderating his heart out. Do you know what I mean? He's got to let it run naturally the way it goes as well. For a lot of the time.
Exactly, I agree with you. I don't think he's able to be there all the time. And admittedly, Veli kind of runs a background, like he runs the show, he starts the show, but he doesn't really run the show. He's kind of in the background most of the time, and doing other things, or working or whatever. So that's why he's an absentee landlord when it comes to his particular live streams. He does the minimal effort of getting it started, but then the rest.
Yeah, but when he's there, he does do it. But at the end of the day, he's just got other stuff to do. Like when you do a live stream, you devote your time to it fully. So you're here to chaperone any people, any situations, whatever. You're there to deal with it all the time.
Yeah, exactly. So I do agree. Just give me 1 second. What I wanted to ask you actually is, in regards to the returns or the policy of this shop and the way they put down no returns, no refunds, or no exchanges, no refunds. I gave my explanation about that. What did you hear that?
Did you say? I think so, because I think you just said that at the end of the day, that's the policy of the shop. If you've got a problem with it, take it up with them. If they don't abide by, what you think is your statutory rights or whatever, that's a civil matter. Take it up legally. Aside from that, you have to obey their policies, isn't it? It's written on their receipt.
But did you hear the reasons I gave to why such policies came into play or came into effect? No. Okay. My take on this is, and by the way, as I explained, this is the second time I guess I'm going to say it. I've seen this done with what I call what we call the mountain people, or in my case the Iranians, where people essentially take the piss when it comes to returns policies, when it comes to certain items. Now, in my case, I gave the example where a friend of mine and I purchased some tools, some drills and saws and stuff from B&Q. And we abused the living crap out of these tools and used it for the work we needed for a few days. And then within like a week or so of us using it and abusing these tools, we then returned it for a full refund. And it was just the fact that we needed these tools, but we never kept these tools. We just used them, and we were essentially abusing the returns policy. We bought tools to use for a few days for the time we needed it. Once we finished with them, we returned them. So, and these tools were severely used. So there's no way they're going to be able to repackage them and sell them to anyone else either. These tools are going to go back to the manufacturers to be, I don't know, disassembled and recycled.
They have to account for a percentage of losses for stuff like this. As long as it's not, everyone doing it, it's a small percentage of people that, do this sort of stuff. So they account for it,
Yeah, but
that's wrong, mate. At the end of the day, it's still wrong, isn't it?
Exactly, it is still wrong, and I fully acknowledge that it was wrong what my friend was doing. And now, admittedly, I was embarrassed to hell when he was doing it, because I was like, oh my god, this is ridiculous. We bought these tools, and now we're just returning them to get our money back after we abused the living crap out of them. But I can see why other businesses, smaller businesses, who probably have a lot of Sun people, abuse the refund policy, where they would maybe purchase makeup for a wedding. They would use half the makeup and then return it and say, oh, this makeup was terrible, or make some excuses and try to get a refund for the makeup. And the same with these weaves. They would cut half of them off, use half of it, and then return the rest and try to get a refund for the whole thing. I can imagine there's a lot of abuse of a refund policy in these businesses. Now, a big store like B&Q or Amazon or whatever, they might not give a crap because they're giant monoliths, they're giant behemoth corporations, and these are, pennies to them. But a small business, a family-owned business, well, this would severely affect their bottom line. So I can see why. Initially, I just want to acknowledge that is probably the reason why the shop has the policy that they have, because I've heard other people, other Sun people especially, and some mountain people like Khan, talk about this. He should have just refunded it. It would have been better off. He just gave the refund. It's ridiculous they don't have a refund policy. Blah blah blah. That's your part of your statutory rights and all that bollocks. You know what I mean? Now, there is a law that is a statutory right where a piece of equipment, if it's faulty from a manufacturer's perspective, that by law the manufacturer has to refund or return or fix the equipment for you. But again, the shops, even places like Argos, I've seen, they don't necessarily do the refund or repair themselves. They send it to the manufacturer for you, and the manufacturer does it. In fact, I've had the very monitor I'm using right now in front of me had that same policy applied to it, where after about less than a month of using this, it broke. It just shut down. It just completely just went blank. And I took it back to PC World where I purchased it. And PC World said, we can't refund this for you or exchange it, but we will send it to the manufacturers. They will repair it and send it back. And that's what they did. And I had to wait a few weeks, admittedly, but they fixed it, repaired it, sent it back. I'll be perfectly honest, touch wood, it's been working ever since. But that's a policy that a lot of businesses have, where they don't themselves refund or repair. They send it back to the manufacturers, and then the manufacturer deals with it. I would imagine some Sun people are not going to be too happy about that if you're in the shop, and they're like, no, I want my money back now. I want it back. This is unacceptable, Karen-style behavior. Ironically, coming from Sun people who coined the phrase Karen to be an insult towards white women, but they themselves behave like Karens more often than not, given the situation with this Shaniqua lady.
Name, or you taking a bit?
I know you don't want to go there. You don't want some of this heat right now, but I'm going to drop a lot of hot ones, a lot of hot rocks tonight. And some of the phrasing that I will use, right. I'm just going to simply say that scientific method is not responsible for the things that I say tonight. I will gladly stand on my testicles, as Betty would say, with the words that I choose to use. So I just want scientific to not be.
Well, I'll do my best.
Hard.
I'll do my fair share, in the sense of I'll do my best to make you incriminate yourself as much as possible. So much so that it will be indefensible, and when the mob comes to get you, I'll be leading it with the first pitchfork, mate.
Exactly. All right. Fair enough. But in all, in a truly just society, How would you rate this shopkeeper's behavior versus what he had to endure and what transpired?
Like the first day that we saw it, we only had the one video of when he basically she hit him a few times with the basket, and then he grabbed her by the throat, and it seemed quite excessive. Like that's all she done is hit him in the head once with an empty basket, and grabbed a bunch of stuff and tried to run. Then for him to throttle her like that a little bit, even for 1 second, it did seem a bit excessive. So I did say like we don't know enough here to really to say how bad what he done was compared to what she done. We had a few other videos, and there it became much more obvious that even from the body language, she was the aggressor. She was upset. She was irate. She was like causing trouble. She raised the bar to whatever the situation was. Went from a civil shopping matter to an argument. She probably done that to like a proper disagreement, shouting or whatever. She probably done that to hitting somebody. She done that to grabbing their and trying to steal it. She done that, and then hitting them with a basket, and then hitting them in the face again. She done all that, and then he lost his temper for like literally 1.5 seconds. He lost his temper, grabbed her by. He was already holding her by the back of the neck. Now she was squirming and turning around, and he could see that she was fighting. So he had to do more. In his hasty decision, in the heat of the moment, he grabbed her by the neck. He could have grabbed her by the leg. He probably could have grabbed her by the arm. But at the end of the day, that's what he done, and that is what he is to blame for. Out with everything she done, that's probably about 10% of the guilt to him, and 90% of the guilt of the whole situation, especially the points of escalation. This is what people don't realize about the legal and moral side of it. Having an argument is one thing, but taking a civil matter to a physically violent matter, that is 90% of the blame right there. Yeah, whoever took that step is not, like people. I've had all these people.
Precisely. I'm just gonna.
Hello?
I'm still with you. I'm still
all
with
these
you.
people.
I'm just
all
gonna
these people
play.
defending it. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I'm just going to play some of the protests and some of the race baiters, but in silence, because I want you to commentate over this as well, or we can both commentate over them. But yeah, as you were saying, keep going, keep cooking, dude. You as they say right now in these streams, as you're cooking, keep cooking.
Yeah, well, I mean, look, a lot of these people, I've heard them say in the past, if you start a fight, if a woman starts a fight with a man, who is she to decide where it should stop or where the limit is? That's I've heard them all say that. It just turns out to be that when it's, that only seems like the guy that bricked that woman last week or the other week. He didn't get this much heat because everyone was saying she was a troublemaker. She caused it, but she didn't hit him. She didn't even hit him or steal any of his stuff. But he bricked her, and he didn't get nowhere near this much heat. I didn't see nobody running him out of town and shutting down his business.
Well, I mean, that whole thing with the brick one, I mean, it most likely came out that this whole thing was actually a scam, and it was all manufactured, and there was nothing genuine about it. So actually, that whole brick to the face scenario came out to become a bit of a what they call a Jesse Smollett event, or as Dave Chappelle puts it, Juicy Smollett. So I'm not entirely sure whether that's comparable to this. Number one, the assailant was unnamed and unknown. Number two, the woman, as I say, had questionable behavior herself, and the whole thing may have been a complete hoax or scam or non-event. This, on the other hand, is a shop owner in a predominantly black area, a well-known location. It's not like it's some unknown assailant that's going to run away and disappear. They know where the shop is. They know where where everything is, because these people are trying to run a business and are trying to make a living. So it's much easier, if you like, to have these kind of supposed protests or just generally, I would call it actually scare tactics. Now, the funny, just like earlier on, you said you don't want to put yourself in any more trouble by saying certain things because you're afraid of the Sun people's reactions. And by the way, you and I both know how the certain Islamic mountain people behave from time to time when it comes to critique of their holy scriptures and religions. So this to me, with this kind of behavior, is a scare tactic, or what's the better word for it, really, an intimidation sort of maneuver, in order to make sure that certain communities who are in contact or are serving the Sun community are kept in check, or keep themselves in check. So basically, in not so many words, they're saying our bad behavior has to be tolerated by your businesses because you're selling your goods and products to us. And so we support, or we are patrons of your business, and because we've patronized your business, you have to now take our bad behavior. You have to absorb it. You have to deal with us, which to me is absolutely ridiculous. Funny enough...
Nah, that's nonsense, because the democracy of shopping is you vote with your feet. Like, you go there to shop or not. That's up to you.
Precisely. But what I mean is that the businesses are effectively being threatened that you have to take our shit because of some, I don't know, colonial oppression 400 years ago. Now some Indian or some Pakistani man in Peckham has to take shit from some Shaniqua that's badly behaved and is essentially, well, thief, really. Effectively, I'm going to say this. It's going to make me look bad, and I'm sure the Sun people are not going to be happy with me. Effectively, what they're saying in a way is, because we've had 400 years of oppression and slavery, now we can steal from a Pakistani or Indian man's business because of our oppression. I don't think that works that way, but that's what they're trying to tell us. That's the writing on the wall.
Did Marcus Garvey say that in his list of reparations?
Sorry?
Because I don't remember that one. I don't remember that one in Garvey's list of reparations.
I don't remember it, but I think that's basically is what they're telling us. Now, the funny thing is, Jedi made a TikTok about this, which I'm going to try to find. And he's
grifting. Talk about grifting.
Sorry?
Right, TikToks.
Yeah. Jedi did a short TikTok regarding this, which was quite interesting. Let me see if I can actually find it.
Thanks. When I talk here, can you hear my echo like about a second later?
It is a little bit echoey. It is a little bit not only echoey, but it's actually a little bit what's it called? Sort of, it's hard to fully understand what you're saying, to be perfectly honest with you. But it is what it is, and I'm trying to deal with this. It is. It's a bit
my
choppy.
community. I'm not.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a bit choppy. It's a little bit echoey, but I am dealing with it.
Now, you caught me by surprise, mate. I wasn't expecting you to do a live. I was out doing all kinds of other stuff. I didn't have my AirPods. Didn't have my heads.
I know. Don't worry. I know. This was a off the cuff. I say it was because yesterday I just couldn't do my show in a normal way, so I had to do it. This way.
Let me say this here. The biggest point that I think to be made about the whole situation is that we've all seen the videos. We've all got roughly the same amount of data and information to interpret. Now, I think the way people have interpreted this data tells us a lot about their mindset, because most decent, normal people from any racial background have all turned around and said, well, look, you've got a case of a troublemaker trying to get a freebie out of a shopkeeper because maybe because he's a minority in a certain, majority area, or whatever the reason. She's basically overstepping the boundaries of decent conduct many times, and he's turned around and done one thing wrong. That's what I see. But now people who make it about race, I can't really see how it's that much about race. It's not really about race. I guess a lot of people probably would have done that in a lot of situations similar to that.
Hashtag Trill Talk.
Okay, hold on. Let me play this Jedi's Trill Talk, and this is actually directly from the Jedi's channel, so that way you guys, we can all listen to it. Now, there is something at the beginning of this that Jedi says, which is Very, very interesting and also insightful. But then he goes into his, I guess you could say, mandem routine. But yeah, just give it a minute. And big up Triller. Thank you for jumping on. We're just gonna listen to Jedi's take on this lady.
Oh, welcome family. What's good? Don't know. It's your boy Jeds. Back with another chill talk. Inner standing, inner space, dirty walk, dirty woke. Hashtag food for thought. Yeah, man. Let's get it. Today's chill talk. A hand that does not steal does not get chopped. I repeat, a hand that does not steal does not get chopped. Ah, shit. Yeah, we in it. We in it. And you know exactly what I want, man. Yeah. First and foremost, I want to say that I'm a shoplifter.
Okay, I just want to note that he confessed to being a criminal straight away.
I'm a fucking shoplifter, G. Yeah? So, please don't ever think that I'm trying to take the moral high ground when it comes to theft, thievery, none of that. Yeah? Some of you lot might know some of my best work as in stealing megaphones from elders in the community that want to work with the feds. Yeah? I want to tell man how to protest against the enslavement of Africans in Libya. And they want to tell man how to protest, and they want to work with the feds. So yeah, I still there with megaphones and shit. I'm just saying I got history of dishonesty and theft.
Okay. I just want to fast forward this because this I didn't realize this was as long as it was because the version I saw wasn't his version; it was a shorter version. So let me try and get to the bit that matters.
I am not a perfect role model. I'm a real man, holier than thou. Or Peckham, grew up with and all that good stuff. So I'm really versed in a fuck the system, fuck Baba, to going into a hair shop. I'm not averse to going into a hair shop and stealing a beard oil. You get me? I've done that before. Gone in the hair shop and stole a do-rag and that. Do you know what I mean? With a tenner in my pocket or with nothing in my pocket. Man don't even need the excuse to shoplift. Now, the reason why I'm being very candid and very open about my escapades is because the stuff I'm about to say now, I want you to know I'm coming from a place of overstanding, inner standing, yeah? Being that I love a 5-finger discount, yeah? But you see, when it comes to rallying the people and getting the people to come out, yeah? Furthermore, the people can come out for what they want, because what I realise is people come out for foolishness, yeah? People, that a hand that does not steal does not get chopped, yeah? That's a big man with grey hairs and utes and that, yeah? See if I ever get caught shoplifting, yeah? Don't come for me. Don't send the troops. Don't send the military lollipop men. Don't come out there with no banners.
Obviously, he's taking the mick out of family, forever family, and Raspek's little gang.
If you see me get hard weekend, if you see me get the dragon tiger, if you see me get tiger need because I tried to bounce past my brother and steal his property from him, please don't come and protest for me. Yeah, don't.
So he's effectively saying, if I'm caught stealing, don't come and try to protest for me because I got caught stealing. I'm a thief. I deserve what I got. Is a fair cop governor.
Don't say whose streets I stole from the shop. Thief. I stole from the shop. Yeah? When you steal from people's shops, how do you lot got the cheek to tell man how to react to somebody stealing from his fucking shop? Are you mad? I promise you, any of the man them, come to my grandma's shop, come to my shop, come to my sister's shop and try to steal. Even me, as a shoplifter, come and shoplift in my shop and I'll snap your wrists.
So he's keeping it real though. Got to give it to him. He's keeping it 100.
I'll snap your wrists and send you about your business. Yeah, and let the feds come and get me. Yeah? Or I'll send one of the YGs to just bruck you up. Yeah, we don't shut up. We don't let people steal from us. Yeah? We don't let people, in my community, I'm Nigerian. Yeah? See that shit that the sister tried in Peckham? If she tried that shit in Nigeria, they will call out thief! 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 Yeah, and once they ball out thief, yeah, you're finished. You're probably gonna get killed. Yeah, they're probably gonna beat you up, smash you with rocks and sticks, yeah, and put tires over you, and they're probably gonna done your dance.
Okay, yeah. I mean, we don't advocate or in any way promote such things. He's describing something that may or may not happen in Nigeria. I don't even think in Nigeria for a thieving they would put you in tires and then light you up. I still think that they're more civilized than that. But he is 100% about the fact that if you were caught in any other country, especially in African countries, stealing, you would not be treated with such kindly, with kid gloves. These are the double standards and the hypocrisies of the Sun people who expect to be treated with kid gloves and you know, in a proper way according to British laws when they behave like Africans in Britain. If you behave like Africans in Britain, you should expect to be treated like Africans get treated in Africa too. Don't expect to be treated like a British person when you don't behave like a British person.
You would definitely get slapped up.
Of course.
Banksy. Like, you wouldn't, like, in those countries like in India, they would slap the fuck out of you and literally carry on doing it until the police come.
100%. 100%. This woman would be black and blue if it was in Africa. If it was in the Middle East, if it was in Dubai, she'd be in prison. 100%. There was a woman who was calling herself a black sassy trucker. Her name was Sassy Trucker. Go check out the saga of Sassy Trucker in Dubai. She went to Dubai and tried to behave like these Shaniquas behave in Peckham, and she saw exactly how things go down in Dubai. She started swearing and arguing with a rental company car owner in Dubai. She was in jail for, I think, 3 months. She was in jail. They kept her in jail for 3 months for just swearing and shouting and arguing with a rental car owner. Not let alone if she was behaving like this, she was trying to steal something. She would be in jail for a year if she was behaving like this. This is why these guys can get away with what they can get away with. This is why Respect and his Forever Family. You think Forever Family can dress up like that in Dubai, in Nigeria, in the Congo or Ghana or what is it? Kenya?
Only the UK, because we're so, like, you know, like, whatever it is nice.
Sorry, I missed that. What was that, Triller?
You can only do this shit in the UK, man.
Exactly. Of course, UK, Europe, soft touch countries. You can only get away with this shit in Sweden, Germany, UK. I'm not even sure in Germany, to be honest with you. I think German cops are pretty based. I can guarantee you're not going to get away with this shit in Italy, in Spain. I've seen police officers there. First of all, they're strapped with guns. Second of all, they will smack the shit. I saw some kids faffing around in Canary Islands. Man, what was it? Not Ibiza. Tenerife. I saw some kids, some like 19, 20-year-old kids, fucking around in Tenerife when I was out there, and they were drunk, obviously, and they were just, you know, misbehaving a little bit, being a bit too rowdy. The police officer came, just smacked one of them, straight up. Didn't even ask a question. He just straight up slapped the shit out of this kid. And the rest of them sobered up in a second. The rest of them sobered up quick. Because first of all, this guy had a gun strapped to him. Second of all, he was not taking any shit from these little shits that come to Tenerife, go to Las Americas, and get all mashed up and start misbehaving. They have to tolerate them because of the tourist thing. But generally, the police, if they're acting the fool a little bit too much, wham, a straight up slap across the face. The kid just hit the floor. I'm telling you, these were like skinny 18, 19-year-olds, 19-year-olds, I think 19, 20 probably. But that was generally still, you know, teenagers and young people. But yeah, they don't take shit. They do not mess around in Spain. So I know Spanish police don't take this kind of shit. Maybe I don't know. In different parts, it might vary. Barcelona and different parts. But in Tenerife, they don't take any shit. But in Britain, Sweden, Switzerland, Denmark, these soft touch countries, these countries are fucking piss weak. That's why they can do what they do, and they immediately go to, oh, you're racist. If you wanna mess around.
Well, this is the thing. If you literally do anything in retaliation, you're racist. You say anything, you disagree with a black person or another race of person, you're racist.
Of course.
It's just fucking ridiculous now.
Of course. Dude, this very conversation, this show tonight is going to be picked up by, I guarantee you, probably because the narcissism of Jedi is not going to is going to be too much for him not to actually throw some sort of response to this, the fact that I'm playing his video. So guarantee you, they've already made streams about me calling me he's a racist, man. He's a racist for sure. So they've already done that several times, and this will be another one to add to their many. Let me add you back. Okay, Scientific dropped off and dropped back in again. But yeah, they're going to add this one to notch it up to another one of Banksy's racist comments. But I'm going to tell you guys for your future streams that may or may not cover this. You're the ones who call us the mountain and the ice people. Okay, I've taken all of the phrasings from your fucking Pan-Africanist, racist Kale and Garvey and all of those effectively black supremacists. So don't come at me for that shit.
What I find amazing is that firstly, bro, there's an echo. I don't know if you can fix it. So I think that's what Scientific was talking about. So when I'm talking, I can hear myself.
No, there's an echo because I'm sharing the screen. I'm sorry. Let me stop the screen sharing. Yeah, the echo goes away when I stop the screen. It's gone away now, yeah? Right?
Yeah, it's gone. It's annoying hearing myself.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's the StreamYard echo that happens when I'm sharing it through StreamYard. I can't seem to stop it because of the setup I've got. It creates
that's cool.
Creates that. But now you should be all good now.
Yeah, that's cool. Try and remember my point now. Yeah, what is ridiculous is that, they just totally throw out the window the amount of black people that have stolen from shops, from Asian shops in particular, over like the last 20 years, 30 years, whatever, however long, Asians have had shops, all right, in America, in the UK, all over the gaff, right? And yeah, let's just ignore that and let's just talk about how violent Asians are towards black people, which is fucking ridiculous in comparison to how violent black people have been towards Asian people. Like, if anything, they're just completely flipping the script. And I just find it ridiculous. You know what I mean?
I know. Now, I think Victoria says, from what I've heard, yeah, you're right, Victoria. If I actually play the rest of this video, you will see that Jedi says this woman would get mashed up in any other country, and the fact that if you are a person that wants to steal, he says himself, if I went into that shop, there'll be no man that's going to stop me from taking what I want and walking out that door. I would get through that door because I'm a grown-ass big man who's going to be able to muscle my way through. But if you're a tiny little woman that's not going to be able to muscle your way out of this, you shouldn't be stealing. Otherwise, you're going to be held down until the police arrive. But he is a thief who's going to be able to get through because the man's not going to be able to stop him. He's a giant of a man, which is true. In all honesty, if they try to, unless they shut the shutters down and lock the doors, then that man isn't going to be able to manhandle Jedi the way he manhandled that girl. But the problem is these Shaniqua Karens, they think they can get away with the same stuff that a big-ass man like Jedi can get away with.
Yeah. Nah, you know what? Big up, man. I've always said Jedi is the top dog out here. He's a smart man. So I've never disagreed with him before. I've always supported him in all of his actions and his channel and his
image and everything. So yeah, big up Jedi.
You've
No,
never
no,
disagreed with him. What the fuck are you talking about?
Nah, I'm joking, innit, bro? I'm joking, but like, he's made a good point, innit? So he's made a good point.
No, he's keeping it 100% with this, and he says it at the beginning. He says, "I'm not some kind of moral arbiter. Don't look at me as I'm trying to give you moralized shit to you. I'm telling you, I'm a thief. I go and I steal things. I steal from old people. I steal from anywhere I can get away with. And if I decided to steal from that shop, I'd get away with it because I can manhandle that guy and muscle my way out. Whilst if you're that kind of little girl like that, you're not going to get away with it. So what are you thinking? What are you doing? That's idiotic. He's not moral grandstanding in any way. Just like, he's not like Respect. That's why he kind of knocks Respect. He kind of goes, he says, if I get caught thieving, don't come and hold placards for me. Don't come and start screaming racism for me. No, I was a thief and I got caught thieving. So he's keeping it real, and I can't. There's no way you can disagree with that. That is, the man is keeping it 100. But he says, if you were caught in Nigeria with this kind of behavior and trying to steal something from a man's shop, you'd be beaten to a pulp. And he himself even says, if you come and steal from, even in this country, you come and do that to my grandmother's shop or my mum's or my cousin's shop, I'm going to have the mandem do you over. I'm going to have the mandem break your legs. He says, I would grab that woman and break her arm. He says it himself. He says, you can't get away with doing that kind of thing in my shop. So why would you expect that Indian guy to behave any differently? But that's the hypocrisy of the Sun people. That's the hypocrisy of the Sun, is that it's one rule for me, it's thieving for me, but not for thee. I can come and protest outside your shop when you mishandle a thief, but if I beat the living crap out of that same woman in my shop, well, that's just because we're Nigerians. This is the hypocrisy that he's pointing out, actually, and that is, again, there's no way. You got
to remember. So this is a certain few individuals from the black community that are basically promoting this certain agenda, right? And again, so like, thank God it's only a few. But the thing is, right, eventually it might draw traction, and it might draw the wrong kind of traction in terms of like, similar to like how there were shoplifting going on with the Tottenham shooting, right? So the guy got shot in Tottenham, and they basically decided to loot as much as London as possible, right? Yeah. You know what I mean? And the police were not ready for it. They never had enough manpower. There was bad organization, and they just let them loot, basically, and just just tried to protect themselves as much as they could. So yeah, but when it came down to it, Southall never got robbed, right? They never came to Southall. And we thought they might, but then, because I remember this a few years ago, everybody in Southall came outside and stood outside with a fucking bat or a hockey stick or a cricket bat or something. Like, they were all fucking, and then when they heard, I was literally there, yeah? We heard, something's kicking off. There were like about fucking a few hundred people all running in the same direction, ready to fucking clobber somebody. But like, we're not having no thieves come over here and fucking do it, mate.
No, you're right. You're right. Certain communities, funny enough, I didn't hear much happening like in Chelsea, in Fulham, in Knightsbridge. I didn't hear any shops and lootings in those areas. But there were some, like Croydon got mashed. Croydon got mashed up. I know in southeast London area, some of the EDL guys came out. I know Tommy Robinson came out in some of that area and organized some EDL guys to try to stop, but nothing really much was happening in southeast London, because southeast London tends to become very white as you get into it. The further east you go in London, southeast for sure, Kent and all that area is just whiter than white, which, to be honest with you, is a place where I wish to eventually go and live, because I wanted to be surrounded by the whiteness. I want so much ice around me that I feel like I'm in a fucking ice skating ring all day, every day. I just want nothing but ice, people, all day, every day. I'm not sugarcoating it. I'm just gonna just give you 100. I've got a friend of mine, mixed race guy, another friend of mine, both sides of the family Nigerian, mum and dad. Both of them IT professionals. I've known these guys since we more or less came out of university, all of us. I wasn't long out of university, and I was in one of my first jobs, and these guys joined me in the same company not long after they came out of university themselves. So we all kind of started with this one company, which was, funnily enough, the adult material company. And we all became IT professionals, and we all gained our experience and everything in that business. And we all went off to work for other companies. And those two guys are very successful, middle class, sort of, well-paid guys, 6 figures, that kind of level. Both of them got the first chance they got to earn good money and make some money and save it, moved out to the whitest areas you know. In fact, my mixed race friend is in such a white area. He said to me, "Don't tell any of the Mandams that I'm living here, because I don't want any of these fuckers to move out here." He is not even in London. He moved out of London. He's like, I don't want to say, but he's out of London, in the outskirts. But it's a white area. It's so white. It is the whitest shit you'll ever see. The proper white middle class picket fence shit. It's a new build area, completely new houses. And it is the whitest. And he literally said to me, "I don't want anyone from the Mandams to come and live." He lived previously, when he used to live in London, he lived in like the Lewisham area. And he said, "I don't want any of that guys from that area to know I live out here. I don't even want them to know where I live, because in case they might come and live where I am." It's crazy. It's crazy. When sun people make some money, believe me, they will move out to white areas, and they don't want their fellow sun people to move near them. They want to go somewhere where it's safe, where their families are safe, where his kid is safe. His kid goes to like the whitest school you'll ever see. It's all white, man. It's all white. They say if it ain't
true.
white, it ain't right.
Black people do it in America. I mean, what do you call it? What's it called? Orange County. A lot of them like to go to Orange County, especially in these segregated kind of like areas where, white people definitely love to go out there in those segregated areas. But
Orange County is so full of Iranians, it's unbelievable.
Iranians, yeah, okay. Yeah, so like basically, like I've heard that basically they like these areas where, it's protected. They have their private security, on their roads and everything. Do you know what I mean? And I don't blame people, man. I mean, end of the day, fucking America allows guns, for fuck's sake. But yeah, the thing is, in this country, it is similar. Like people do move out to the suburbs or to, way out in the suburbs, like in the country, and either have their main home or their second home there and commute to work, do like an hour and a half or 2 hour commute. They don't mind, because they're like, I don't want to live in London anymore, or near the major cities.
Exactly. No, nobody wants to live in a city. Anyone who makes money, the first thing they do is move out into the suburbs, move out into the outskirts, because they know that that's where the safe area is. That's where the area you can have your kids. I literally, when I went to my mate's house, when he first moved in, you could see people with their families, couple of girls, boy and a girl, the next door neighbors got out in the streets playing, just like the old days. I haven't seen that sort of shit in 20 years in London. I mean, since I moved, because I didn't grow up in London. I grew up in the outskirts, up north. But when I came to London, I don't see children playing in the streets anymore. It's too damn dangerous. That's why. There are perverts out there. There are mandams getting shanked and wetting people, as they call it, and all sorts of nasty stuff going on. So no, of course you don't see kids actually playing in the streets anymore. Whilst over there, yes, parks, kids out in the streets, football, whatever, just normal life. The shit you used to see like in the 50s and the 60s. That's what I see when I go out into the suburbs. And to be perfectly honest, that's exactly where I'm going. The minute I get some decent amount of cash together, the property that I'm going to buy is going to be out in the suburbs. First of all, you get much more bang for your buck. Second of all, I want to live where when in Little Mermaid she looks up, she goes, "I want to be where the people are. I want to be where the white people are."
Did she say that? Fucking hell.
Yes, no, she doesn't say white. She says, "I want to be up there where the people are," because she's a mermaid. So she's looking at like where the people. But my version is, "I want to be where the white people are."
Fucking hell. Yeah, just as long as they're not Iranian, yeah.
There's actually someone says you should move to Hertfordshire. Yeah, Hertfordshire is another exceedingly wide area. I know.
All these areas are okay. Again, a lot of they're really expensive because again, people like to commute to London from there. Hertfordshire, fucking there are a lot of other areas, man, just around like a 45-minute drive away from London. But yeah, man, it's really expensive to live out there now. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's the further out the better, man. In my opinion, I'm fucking but yeah, here's what it is.
So let's bring in MC, member of the Pale Neighborhood. Good name, MC. I love his names.
When everybody have started to talk about good old go back in time to the 1950s neighborhoods in the West, at least in London, I was like, cannot resist. But I cannot use the W word on YouTube because I don't really know if they haven't already classified it as something evil, worth of demonetizing or cutting your views or whatever.
No, I mean the thing is, dude, you come from like I'm sure there's like you practically live in one of the whitest countries on the planet. I don't imagine your area is too ethnically diverse.
Well, it does change, but in bigger cities, not in some random places. Like 100,000 people now. It doesn't change, but I have seen a few in the little place that I live. 100,000 people.
Damn.
See it more and more. But thankfully they are from Latin America for now.
I see. Oh, they are from Latin America.
I recognize it especially from the women's asses.
The Latin American asses. That is true. There is a very
It's such an amazing experience because the only time I seen those asses were in London and on porn site. Fucking time.
All right. Scientific, are you still with us? You want to chime in on any of this? I mean, I know most of what I've said is probably going to be detrimental to your health if you actually agree with anything I said.
Well,
but
it's just outright racist, mate, to be honest with you. It's just outright racist, So I'm not going to get involved in that. It's your funeral. I'll be, I'll be waiting patiently by the sidelines.
Which part was the worst? I want to be where the white people are, or
well, that as well. It's like you just didn't want to stop, mate. You went from bad to worse.
I'm not joking. I'm not joking. My mixed race friend, who's always, his entire family are Caribbean. Well, his that mother's side are Caribbean. His mum is literally in the Caribbean right now. He moved out to the whitest area he could find, and he's like, dude, I don't tell anyone where I live. Don't give them my address. Don't give them my number. None of the crew from back in London in Lewisham. Don't tell any of them where I've moved to. Because I don't want any of them to. I don't want to take the chance that any of them might want to move out here. I'm quoting verbatim here, dude. This is not. I'm not paraphrasing this.
He sounds like a self-hater.
That's what it is. It's the he's like, fuck this shit, man. These people, they don't behave. It's terrible. There's stabbings. They steal. They stab. They kill. I can't have my child growing up around these people. I'm like, holy shit.
Okay, scientific method. I wanted to ask you a thing. So,
yeah, sure, man.
If I recognize and don't like some psychological traits of my own countrymen, doesn't make me a self-hater. And I'm talking about everybody now.
It is true.
Yeah.
So where else do you want to take this, Scientific? I'm kind of giving you the reins on this to roll a little bit because this was I considered this a hybrid show between you and me.
Okay, yeah. You didn't tell me that before, though. Yeah, nah. Mate, it's whatever you want, Banks. I mean, you could just let it flow.
Okay, there was another. Actually, wait a minute, because I got so much Twitter shit, and there were some based people, and then there's also, of course, I mean, you just literally go to Twitter and type Peckham in the search, and you will see just non-stop. Oh my god, dude. Okay, I can't show. The problem is Twitter is now showing things that I can't show anymore on YouTube because they violate YouTube's like a million things on YouTube. So you can see things now on Twitter that you can never see anymore. That you can't show. I can't even like repeat it. But there are some people who are just arrogant as hell standing in front of this shop. I mean, you guys, I take it you guys have seen some of the protests, and it's keep your hands off black women. For example, there's a man holding a sign in front of the camera saying, because, here's the thing. Did you know that yesterday, on Saturday, Street Mike actually went to Peckham in front of the shop to actually ask some of the protesters questions or generally interview some people.
Who's Street Mike? Who's Street Mike?
You don't know Street Mike? Damn. Street Mike is actually a great channel started by a guy called Wendell Daniels. He's an African man who's married to a white woman, actually. And he goes to Speaker's Corner almost every Sunday from 1 to 6. I'm like, this is like a fucking infomercial for him. But yeah, if you guys don't know Street Mike, definitely follow Street Mike. He does some good work, and he covers a lot of the black community stuff as well. So he's been to some protests about some guy who got shot last year. He went to the initial protest. Now the funny thing is, this is the bullshit of the Sun people. He went to a protest, but this kid got shot sitting in his car, supposedly, quote unquote, and the mother and the parents of that boy were out protesting why the police shot him. Then when the actual footage came out and they started to actually see, I don't know if the footage was publicly released, but it was certainly released to the family. The family had some kind of law case against, or they wanted to sue the police for something or other. They immediately dropped that. They immediately dropped everything when it came to that. Even the protests kind of almost died because they found that everything that the police had said about this guy being incredibly suspicious, and that car was registered or known to be in some kind of gun heist, or it was involved in a robbery which involved guns. The police had absolutely the cause to do what they did, and the kid wasn't just sitting in his car. There was much more to it. So the family just went silenced immediately after that because they knew the kid was fucking around. He wasn't some innocent boy sitting in a car. This is what I mean about these events. You get protests and everybody's like, Black Lives Matter. But when you actually look into the thing, you go, okay, this guy was fucking around. What's with the fuckeries? Why don't you not do that thing, and then you might not get shot, or you might not get strangled in a shop. If you don't hit the guy with repeatedly 12 times and then with a basket to his head, maybe if that didn't happen, the guy wouldn't snap and suddenly grab you by your throat. No, all of that is omitted. Only the fact that the guy grabbed her by the throat, that's the only part that matters as far as the Sun people's machinations are concerned. It's just that bit, not the 100 other things that happened prior to that bit. The stealing, the pushing, the shoving, the spitting, the hitting to the face, the hitting with the basket to the head. None of that matters. This woman could, short of stabbing this man to almost death, she could practically do anything to him. But if he grabbed her by the throat for 3 seconds because he fucking snapped, because the basket to the head may have created some kind of giant,
Nah, bro, everyone's
rage.
got limits. Everyone's got limits, yeah. It's unfair for people to say that, okay, you shouldn't hit women. Okay, you shouldn't hit black women. That seems to be even more important than women in general. But at the end of the day, no one's gone out there planning to do that. He's reacted in the heat of the moment after severe provocation, like really severe provocation. Now, for me, that explains the whole situation a lot better. And then using the race angle is just a pathetic and desperate attempt to muddy the waters about the reality of it. And let's face it, bro. You've got thousands, and you've even got millions.
Sorry, sorry, Scientific. You're. Can anyone hear him? Am I the only one?
No, he dropped out.
Okay.
Our own community out of this as well.
Okay, you're back. Sorry, dude. You broke up on us. Just repeat like about 3 seconds, 4 seconds of what you said.
Yeah. I was saying that a lot of the people that are sparked outrage about this, it's like, let's be honest, if a normal person looked at the situation and probably would withhold their judgment, until they had enough information to make a sensible judgment, then when they saw really what happened, they blatantly can say, regardless of race, the woman was by far in the wrong, on the same lines of women shouldn't attack men, shouldn't just randomly start hitting men. And even if it's over a civil dispute or an argument, that's still very different from starting to attack someone. So, it just happens to be that there's a lot of low-life people out there who've got nothing better going on in their lives, and they want some reason to get excited, some reason to come out in public, and maybe get some popularity from their community. And guess what? There'll be a lot of them out there who are looking to grift. This whole thing of like, let's all just work together and amongst ourselves, and if you don't need to go to them to buy that stuff, we should buy it from each other. Like, all right then. Set up a shop and start selling it. Yeah, no one's stopping you.
Nobody stopped them.
Yeah, no one ever stopped you in the first place. But it's that these types of people, they seem to think, that if we just magically just start sticking to ourselves, all our problems will be solved. It's so dumb. It's so dumb and stupid that even a child, an uneducated child, should be able to see the flaw in this fantasy. Let's all.
We got strippers giving speeches in these demonstrations, as Betty mentioned before. One of them said, that the Asians were basically taking their money. And no, they were fucking willingly giving them the money. There's a big fucking difference. You know what I mean? It's not like we're taxing them or anything. It's the stupidity of these people, bro. Absolute stupidity. Like, I'm not surprised the fucking stripper said it. You know what I mean? Fucking God bless her.
I swear to God, I swear. Some of these, as I said, they are 100% grifting. People I respect. I mean, that's their entire shtick. That's the entire business. I mean, I would myself never actually shamelessly plug anything for me to gain any kind of monetary fund from any of the things that I do on this show, because it would just be ridiculous, and it's just so obvious and just so shameless. So I myself have never posted anything with my Cash App or anything like that. And now you guys are probably not watching the stream here, so you don't realize that I'm actually showing a screen with the giant logo of my Cash App right on the side there. Just this is all incredibly sarcastic, but only the chat will figure it out. No one else will see this. But anyway, moving on. Yes. Either way, you're right. This is, I mean, again, literally the sign says, keep your hands off black women when they're stealing shit.
What was the quote? The quote was touch one, touch us all, or something, isn't it?
Let's have a compromise then.
Yeah.
Let's have a compromise. We have those guns that shoot teaser bullets, so some teaser shit on them. So why not shoot that thing when they would be stealing something? We wouldn't touch them. I mean, the teaser.
Taser. Yes, taser. That's right. Taser touch them. Absolutely. Touch one, touch all. Tase one, tase all.
They didn't focus about that.
We're not promoting tasing anyone, and tasers are illegal in Britain for personal use or for civilians. Only the police get to have guns and tasers because Britain is such a free nation.
How about getting pit bulls on those people? That'll excite me, and that'll give me a good compromise. Pit bulls don't have hands; they have only jaws.
That is true. Bite one, bite all. That might be the next slogan. Bite one, bite all. No pit bull. No, the thing is, dude, I mean, unfortunately, MC, you're lucky for you, you don't live in Britain. So you don't know that we literally can't do anything in this country. If you punch someone, in fact, too hard, just like this man got spoken to under caution because he grabbed her throat for a second. That was considered excessive force in this. It is such a pussified nation that you literally are prohibited from defending your own life. Now, I will say this to the day I die, and I will never apologize for it. And this is a quote actually the Americans themselves use. Better to be judged by 12 than to be carried by 6. If you're in a life and death self-defense situation, do not be concerned about what do they call it? Sufficient force or some kind of reasonable force or any of that bullshit. Better to be judged by 12 than carried by 6, because I personally know someone who went out for a pack of cigarettes and a bottle of Coke at about 12 a.m. Many years ago. It's well over 10-15 years ago now. He went out to a petrol station to purchase these items, and 7 or 8 youths, all ranging from, I think one of them was 18, the rest were between 14 and 18, in that sort of category. A lot of them were actually 14, 15-year-olds. They beat this man so badly that he is in a wheelchair to this day. He became paraplegic. Actually, he was, I think, for a while quadriplegic. I think he's recovered a little bit now. This was a brother of one of my friends, one of my uncle's business partners, in fact. This man's entire life was taken from him because of a pack of cigarettes and a bottle of Coke, and because of some pieces of shit use. And you know what they did? They beat him so badly, and then they dragged his body in the middle of the road, hoping a car would not see him and run over him, and then he would die. They were trying to kill him because then he wouldn't be a witness to the crime. They just weren't successful in killing him. But most of the children, because most of the people who beat him were actually under the age of 18, they weren't even criminally charged. They couldn't be criminally charged. So they went to some youth center for a while and shit like that. That's the state of this country.
Youth center? Oh, wow. Okay.
This is real thing. This shit. I witnessed this 15. I think it's at least 15 years ago. Maybe 15, 20 years ago.
That is a terrible situation. But I mean, that's a terrible miscarriage of justice or whatever. And these things do happen, but for the most part, I would, if I was in a life and death situation, I would happily throw myself at the mercy of the court, because from my general knowledge and experience of it, you get a fair trial. It might not be completely fair or 100% fair in every possible way, but you will get a decent trial, and the facts of the matter will be sought by serious people in serious institutions.
I'll take my chances with Rosbeck's court. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Sorry, I missed
Probably
the last
would be
But
sitting in a British prison.
But when you listen to people like Veli and others go, oh well, yeah, but there is such a thing as excessive force, and like, this is such bullshit.
Hang on a minute.
You said it right. Jedi said, if you do it from my shop, I'm gonna break your arm. I will fuck you up if this was my shop.
I mean, you know what though, yeah. I mean, with Veli, his point was from the beginning that he thinks that the guy might not have done, probably wouldn't have done it if it had been a different coloured lady, and I totally disagree with that. But let's see, in it over the time, people need time to change their minds, and so maybe, and also there's the factor that, remember, his channel, you know what his channel is like, you know what a lot of people that come on his channel are like, so he could be just playing up and pandering to the audience to some extent.
No way, bro. He's blatantly shown his true colours, man. He is definitely part of them, bro. You get me? He might allow you to speak and like and give you a, we try and be fair in that regard, but generally the politics are swayed that way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I mean, I agree with that, and he admits that as well, that he's always said that, look, I do try and promote my community, and I consider my community to be, us black people. He doesn't lie about that, yeah? What I'm saying is that because I've seen enough evidence of him changing his mind about a number of different intellectual issues, and actually making, a decent amount of progress over the years, with a lot of topics. I still have faith that, he's someone that can change his mind about this topic, and maybe admit he's wrong, maybe it'll take him some time, I don't know.
No, look, I agree with you. Veli is level-headed on, like, a lot of subjects. There's very little I disagree with him, but when it comes to this black empowerment, black community stuff, and I don't blame him. By the way, I don't blame him, because if I was Iranian, I would give an Iranian 1,000 more chances than I would any other group. And I'm not even remotely ashamed of that, because they're my people. Fuck it. They're my people. Now, admittedly, there are some Iranians that are fucking dickheads. And I've got friends of mine, again, it's all to do with like if you imagine the dartboard, you've got the bullseye, which is like the closest friends and family, or family really. And then you've got the outer circle, which is my closest friends. I don't give a fuck. If you're Iranian and you're not in those circles, you're still fucked. But if you're going to the outer rims of my people who I care about, then yeah, if it was an Englishman or a Pakistani man or an Iranian, I'd probably I'll be leaning towards the Iranian a little bit more than the others. And it's the way it is, and I don't expect the Pakistani to be more generous to me.
That's human, bro. That's human nature. That's human instincts.
Exactly.
There's very little we can do about that. And if someone tries to lie about that stuff, then they're pretty much,
exactly. They're not being
realistic.
That's what I'm saying. That Veli obviously probably will lean into like trying to give his people, or the people of his background, more of a benefit of the doubt than others.
Yeah, exactly.
But when it really comes down to the brass tacks, I think on this one, if he means what he says, he's calling it wrong, because Jedi is actually calling it like it is. He's saying exactly what they would do if this same woman walked into a black shop and did that. And that's what I suggested as well. I said, if these Indians or Pakistanis who have these shops, they should hire some black people to deal with these people. They should hire.
Yeah, then they'll just say that's your typical Uncle Tom business all over again, isn't it?
Yes.
But you know what? One thing I was going to say, is that Suj goes on about this.
Let them be paid well paid Uncle Toms in this case. For every.
That's always been the case. That's always been the case. They get paid more than the others. But anyway, so Suj, he goes on about this a lot, and I've debated with him a couple of times, and he refers to Sarah quite a lot. But I saw Sarah post a video the other day on Facebook, blatantly pretty much saying the same thing what Jedi said. So I'd be interested to know, like, how Veli might think about what Jedi said.
I gotta say though, I've listened to a lot of other people talk about this, right? Especially black people from a lot of different other channels, and most of them, disagree with the lady. And so that's just the way it is. Most of the black people that I've listened to from America and the UK disagree with the black woman.
Oh, dude, I've got a guy. Actually, I wanted to play.
Yeah, me too.
Chaotic Truth. He did a whole stream about this as well a couple of days ago, and he tore that woman a new one. He fucking went in deep and just.
I listened to that. Yeah, I listened to that.
That sounds fun. That sounds fun.
I watched it. I watched it on that day. Yeah, no, it's a long stream. It's a fucking long stream.
Yeah. He does. Admittedly, his live streams sometimes go on a lot, but that's because he. What's it called? He gets donations from his supporters from his chat, and so if they decide to pay like $100 to extend the show, he'll just extend the show, and if they keep paying, he'll just keep extending. I swear, if you give him $1,000 and extend the show for another 24 hours, he'll probably fucking do it, because the man is just all about the money.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. At least it's straight up.
I'm not joking. You could.
All right. Let me say this though. Before we go off to a different, like, slightly off tangent. The thing with Veli's way of approaching it, which although we disagree about the technical point, it's very different from, say, the way Chaos interpreted it, and a few other people as well. Which is that they, like, obviously a typical racist who can you hear me?
Yeah, good.
Yeah. All right. So some noise stopped. So somebody's fridge turned off or something. It seems like there was some background noise.
It's my mic. I'm muting it because I've got the air conditioning, and it creates a lot of wind noise.
That's what it was. Yeah. But I mean, look at this though. Is that extreme way of being a true racist, they did in front of us do the typical thing of, well, there you go. This is a typical example of the long, the 100-year-long struggle that we've been having with Asian people who have consistently bullied us throughout our lives. Like, it's the same old bullshit. Like, if anything to do with any event that happens, the people involved are bound to have a skin color. somehow or other these idiots will prey on the fact that it's all about the skin color aspect, which might even be a completely irrelevant dimension to the interaction, and a lot of the times it is. Yeah, so only a true racist is going to interpret every human interaction and bring it down to skin color, because that I mean that's just obvious to any normal person like us guys. Yeah, so the fact that people like Kel immediately did that and like, yep, this is another example, this is exactly what I've been saying, this is exactly what they've been programmed to do, and this is why blah blah blah. It all fits his narrative. Yeah, now Veli don't really do any stupid shit like that, and in fact when we're debating and discussing, he actually does see the how stupid that is, really, basically. So he's got a very different way of looking at it, but I personally think it's I don't want to say this too much, but I think it's more to do with the the fact of having a channel, knowing who your demographics is, knowing who your audience is, knowing who the people that input into the show in various ways are, and making it run smoothly.
Sorry, yeah. Let me. Sorry, I got to turn off the old aircon. Otherwise, the wind noise is just insane. Even though this microphone it picks up a lot of ambient noise, I gotta change it. Anyway, you're right. I think he is to some extent pandering to his audience. He knows that like people like Lady Divine, Anitha. I mean, those women. If this woman was stabbing that a shop owner, like literally just sitting on top of his chest and just plunging a dagger in, they'll find the reason why that woman did that. Oh no, what you don't realize is that black women, they suffer a lot in these communities and they've been abused all the time. So when a black woman just loses her shit and starts stabbing a man in the chest, it's perfectly reasonable. It's justifiable because of the years of oppression, the slavery, the fact that they had to put weave in their hair all these years. They were making excuses of why black women have to wear weaves and shit, and how it's oppressive.
They don't have to. It's a choice. You don't. No one. No. What do you mean you have to?
No. There's a woman on Twitter on one of these protests outside the hair shop saying this is why this is an oppression that the black women go through. It's called the beauty oppression, where they feel they have to meet these standards, and that's why they're under so much pressure.
Really.
Hold on, guys.
That is stupid.
I'm not joking. I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna find that fucking thing. And I'll play for you guys. But for the meantime, I'm gonna bring on. I believe it's Akuku Jensen. And let's see what happens here, because I suspect I smell a troll.
Well, what are you saying, mate?
Is this? Is this Asketti? Or is that yeah, I thought
that reform pro black, mate. That reform pro black.
all right, okay. So now this
I ain't fucking with this shit no more, man.
I mean, the thing is, Asketti, although this is a predominantly mountainous and ice show, I will allow a sun person to express themselves for the pure aspect of equal and fair opportunities for the sons. For the sons to.
Will you let me just talk for 1 minute?
Go for it. You have the floor, Asketti. It's all yours.
I believe when we keep hearing stay on code, we hear from Kel and this and that. When Banksy was fighting feminism rights, and as an African, I don't understand, Kel, was that being on code, when you were defending Western style feminist rights? That thing, I didn't understand that, bro.
So was I defending it or was I fighting it?
No, he was defending Western style feminism rights, which takes it out of Pan-Africanism, because Pan-African cannot defend something, Western rights, right? I'm saying Western style feminist right, because that you don't see feminist.
Guys, did he go? Is it me? Oh shit! What happened?
No, he dropped.
Sketty, you and your sun connections. You need to talk to your ice people about your sun connection. I was fucking getting into that. I was just like,
have destroyed his wiring and his
internet. The sun's melted all the satellites and the wiring and
those sun outbursts.
Okay, he's coming back. He's coming back, guys. He's coming back. Hold it. Let's get Asketti going again. Big up, Asketti.
Yeah, thank you.
You're back.
Yeah, I just had to get this off my chest, because I obviously I see the episode of last week, what we went through, especially what I'm saying as men, what we went through, you know what I'm saying? And what I see as well as, you know what I'm saying? This feminism right and this, attack on men, is getting so stupid where first of all, I want to say this, brother, yeah? These black people we see on these channels, they don't care about Africa. They don't care about liberation. They don't care about black people getting together. I've been saying this for many, many years, They don't care about any freedom for black people or reparation. All of this they think about. They don't care about that, bro. What they care about is to live in UK or Europe comfortably. You know what I'm saying? Let these other Africans keep being finesse and rob and let them stay in this same position. But they're just saying basically what they're saying is that white people, can you just leave us in peace? And what I mean in peace, it's not like that. They're saying we want to have more value than you. Basically, yeah, that's what they're saying. They're on a takeover. I don't understand that. If they're on a takeover, it should be a benefit for Africa, right? If you have some, people like Kel and this and that, when they go, and Rasberg and that, they claim they're pro-black and Pan-African, right? Especially very strong Pan-African, they're saying, right? But what they always fight for freedom for being black in a European nation. They don't care about no African. Look at India, brother. Look at all of these other African. Look at the Asian people. At least 80% of themselves know that they're more Indian than British, even if they're born here. You know what I'm saying? They get together, they live under the same roof, they have a lot of culture. But black people, brother, I don't want to say too much, bro, because you know what's gonna happen tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? But my point is, Banksy, man, I think you handle yourself very well. I think you handle yourself very well. And brother Kel, what you're doing is embarrassment to Pan-Africanism. You here trying to defend
as
white
stated,
feminism,
dude,
right?
if you want to drop bombs, drop some bombs. I mean, if you keep it
I'm
100.
just saying, brother, because I've been saying this, brother, and from the beginning, obviously, Askeri was
Yeah,
always on this
we want to
Pan-Africanism,
see the African carpet bombing.
That's what I'm saying. This guy is a straight up racist. But I respect you, brother. You said these people earlier. One thing I heard, I don't know if you lot heard it earlier. This guy said these people should be tased and these people, we should let people on them. So clearly, I already understand, bro. We don't like you, you don't like us. But the question is, brother, this is where this guy is using these black people, these pro-black. Because these pro-black, they're here trying to fight with this guy. And basically, this guy is telling them, people like him are telling him, go back to your country, but let us keep exploiting your minerals. You know what I'm saying? Get back in the same position at the bottom of the barrel so we can keep exploiting. But these black people are saying, know what? No, we don't want to be like these Niger people in Niger who told the France, get out of my country. And you know what? We're gonna put and 200x on uranium. Because guess what? France were buying uranium per liter, yeah? What was it, 1 liter, something like that, for something like 80p. Guess how much 1 liter of uranium goes from Niger right now? $200, right? Black people don't think about that. These Pan-African and these pro-black and these people, Black Lives Matter on these streets, they don't care about our real freedom. They don't care about let's be honest, brother. Black people have been fighting everything. They fought to end slavery. They fought to end colonization, segregation, all this civil rights, all of that. But what's the last thing that's missing for them? Economic freedom. These people are really truthfully not really freedom fighters. They don't care about none of this thing. What they care about is that, you know what, I just want to sit next to the white woman at work and I don't want her to look at me funny. You know what I'm saying? That's all they care about. And I want to say that, bro. And I hope you hear this properly, bro.
Asketi,
You know,
let me ask you quickly. What do you think is? I mean, how can the black community move forward? How can they actually? I mean, what's the solution to some of this stuff? Like you said, they have maybe freedom in a political sense, but they don't have economic freedom. The IMF is screwing them. Now, I've been looking at a lot of things that are recently happening. For example, I mean, and I think this is the big one is the BRICS Union. If the African countries and some of them have already started, we've got Egypt joining, that's North African nations are joining. Would it make sense for the African nations to join the BRICS nations in order to start to move towards this economic freedom?
At the moment, brother, I don't really know this because obviously we know this. Who's going to be the head of the BRIC nation? It's going to be China, right? They're the one who built this. What was it called? Road initiative, something something road initiative,
Oh,
where
poor people
basically
then.
they're going around filling the world, right? They're going around investing in different countries, lending them money. So, bro, while this brick is going on, we need to wait. You know, we're hearing that each currency of brick, each coin, or what is it called, a coin or a note, whatever it is, each coin is going to be worth 65 US dollar. My question is, bro, with America investing almost $1 trillion a year on military, military equipment, yeah? You think America's gonna let that go? You think America's gonna allow their currency to be crashed overnight? First of all, I don't believe in that, right? But second of all, I don't believe that China is obviously I know that's nuclear weapon. I know they're not gonna go into fight. But at the same time, one thing I do believe highly is that China is still under America. China is the people that if America say Trump, China's gonna say how high. You know what I'm saying? That I'm about 60% sure about that. You know what I'm saying? These Chinese people, all they care about, bro, they're reproducing. They don't really care about their life because they got almost a billion of them. All they care about is making money, working, and it's not even about making paper money. Because at the end of the day, it's not that they're trying to influence the world. They want to be the world. They want to be the builders of the world. You know what I'm saying? They want to. Because what it is, bro. Remember this, 2008, 2014, everything fake was Chinese. We all knew that it was bad quality product, right? Right now, China has turned around and said, we're gonna create quality product and sell it cheap. You know what I'm saying? So China
Well,
now, that's what they've
what
done
can I
in Kenya,
say?
bro.
The Chinese, the Chinese will be more preoccupied in taking another colony, more than Africa, maybe. I mean, Russia. They will be soon their colony because they are not giving them anything for free or favors. They also want a few things from Siberia. But I mean, good for me that Russia is doing so poorly in Ukraine, and good for the Chinese.
I
And
hear that. Banksy,
also,
can I just say something, brother? I just wanted to say something. I gotta run, brother. Yeah.
Go.
And black people, if it comes to Banksy, I just want to answer your question perfectly, And I don't think people will answer it straightforward at this. If black people really wanted to build up Africa or want independence and freedom, you have to understand this. Black people are inside any invention in America. When there's a meeting in America, when they're developing something, black people are there. Black people are in high position in military. Black people basically know how to build a nation. And I'm saying they've been around. They know how to build cars. They've been around through all of these countries. And I'm saying what throughout the white man, and innovation and through his industrial revolution, all of that, that black man has been with him all the way. You cannot say this today, bro. If you really care to do something, you cannot say you can't do it. You know what I'm saying? All you have to do is, bro, take your knowledge and whatever you learn from, whatever has made America great or the Western nation great. You know what I'm saying? It's not a secret. Everybody knows, how they created it, how it was built, all of that. You were there all along. You know what I'm saying? Look what the Asian did, brother. These people, they're saying, why, when we get to 18 years old, why should the whole family start moving out of their houses? Like Andrew Tate, what you were talking about. He said, I had a friends, Asian friends in Luton, right? He said the whole family was living under one roof, The wife, there were like four brothers or something. Two of the brothers got
Hashtag
married, they
Trill
brought
Talk.
the wife and the family in the house. They're saying until we have all the money instead of that brother is gonna pay what 1,500 minimum a month, for rent. And another brother. Why don't we just save our money, buy our cars together, this and that? And this is how the Asian people build their countries, brother. Asian country, brother, it's not far away from third world country. It's still a third world country, but they're at least, brother, in the middle. You know what I'm saying? They're just under America. They're not far under America. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And how to do that, brother, is because they realize, we need to move forward as a nation. This we need to pass down to our children. Black people don't care about that, bro. Black people today, brother, they care about, working in the lab of the white man. Because let's be honest, brother, no disrespect. I have told you guys, as long as you carry the name James and Jimmy and these so-called people you said that enslaved you, at 2023, you still look at your child you gave birth to and say, that's a Steve or that's a James. You know what I'm saying? Think about it, bro. When you go to China or India, when they open your passport and look at you, don't you think they're laughing at you, bro, behind your back? Let's say this cultureless, spineless human being, bro. You can't even.
Not really with India.
Nah, man. I gotta say what it is. It is what it is, bro. Until you consciously remove yourself,
Speaking of
because right now
Indians,
you have the biggest identity crisis, and no disrespect. And I don't understand the black people in America has built their nation, this and that. But brother, don't be preaching black unity if it's not about freedom for Africa. If you care about moving forward, nothing else will until you get economic freedom, because that is your last stage of prof. You're not equally on this planet until you have economic freedom. That's
Well,
right. Right now,
it
at least
seems like they're
India.
trying to. It
If,
seems like
let
they're
me just
trying.
say the last thing. I just want to say
Yeah,
the last thing, brother.
yeah.
2 seconds. That's why the G20 meeting, at least pick up the Indian people, yeah? They said, you know what? We're not starting this meeting until Africa join. Now it's called G21. But look how dumb we are. We are classed as one nation. When it comes to G20, it's not individual countries. Africa, one nation. Okay, the world look at you as one nation. Why don't you join yourself as one nation? Forget about this Nigeria, Somalia, all of that. Kenya, become one nation. Look at G20. The whole world sees you as one nation. So when you become a one nation United States of Africa, who's gonna mess with you, brother? You know what I'm saying? 1.8, 1.3 billion people. The, the whole world need you just to even send a rocket on the sky, or even a fucking plane. For even a plane to even fly on the sky, they need you. All right, brother. My time is up, bro. Sorry for that.
well, for the same reason, Europeans are not really one big country and a continent. That they will never be in a way. The Africans will not be. Why? Because we hate each other's guts here in Europe, and you, in a way, on the national cultural level, from this or another country, will also have a reason to hate each other's guts. I mean,
But bro, you have a common goal. You European, as much as you hate each other, you had a Berlin meeting when you went into Africa and you carved Africa up. So you all agree on one thing: exploiting Africa. You don't hate each other when you are each country, like and France are taking what 95% of France is powered by Niger uranium when Niger don't even have electricity themselves, and at least 35% of Europe is powered by Niger. That's one country, bro. Yeah.
All right, guys.
Okay, then I will shock you.
Guys,
Then
give
I
me
will
a
shock you
second.
now.
Guys, give me a minute. I'm going to play a video for everyone. This was the one I think with the angry woman talking about how makeup is basically oppressing the black women and beauty standards, things like that. Hold on.
Black women, you're here, right? Yeah. You know how we're usually told, angry black woman, angry black woman. Today, I don't know if you ever felt that you needed the permission to be angry, but I'm asking you today, are you angry? Yes. I can't hear you. Are you angry? Yes. Yes, so we have every right to be angry because we're always told that beauty is pain. Pretty hurts. When we look at the system, and what black women have been through the centuries in order to navigate a white supremacist society, we have died at the hands of beauty. And so when we saw that black woman yesterday with this store owner's hands across her throat, that is a reminder to us of the ways in which they symbolically, as well as literally, hold their hands to our throats. They do not want us to breathe, whether it's a black man, whether it's a black woman. They don't want us to breathe because when we can breathe, we can imagine.
Apparently, when you can breathe, you can imagine. But beauty is what's oppressing the black woman. The beauty standards. We're forcing these black women to wear wigs, wear makeup, crazy ass long nails. The Shaniquas and the Cardi B's are not doing this because they want to do this. They are doing this because of beauty standards that have forced them. And they can't breathe. So what do you guys think?
I've seen a Sudanese black woman with a blonde wig on. What do you think about that? Don't you think that's
first thing is, fucking look at her arms, bro. That chick is a bodybuilder and a fucking arm, bro. Fucking hell.
I'm saying this,
beauty tips, mad.
What level, brother, does it come to? A blick Sudanese. You know how Sudanese people are, innit? They're close to almost, brother, not respect.
Bro, she got bigger arms than most men, bro.
Bro. Proper black brother with a blonde wig on, and she's walking down the road like, now I'm getting attention. She's thinking ahead. Now I'm finally getting attention, bro. That's identity crisis, brother.
Sorry, Banksy, what was your question again? So about what she said?
Well, what she said was makeup is a white supremacist concept and construct clearly to hold down the black woman because they're completely like obsessed with fake hair, eyelashes, foundation, and black women can't find good foundation because they don't make it for their complexion quite often, because they focus on the white supremacists, because the entire makeup industry is a white supremacist movement to hold back the black woman.
Which one? Maybelline or L'Oreal?
I thought they were the
Maybelline,
superior race.
L'Oreal.
I thought they didn't need it because of their great skin and their melanin and all that shit, all that stuff. You get me?
I mean, they basically have convinced the black woman that their melanin isn't superior. This is where the unethical code of conduct comes in. That when they tell them that they need these fake items in order to make themselves look attractive with the standards.
Look European, brother. Let's be honest. Look European. This is where the problem is.
Exactly.
They're running to look European. They don't care about their country. They don't care about all of this, brother. Is they want to be like Betty said it best, brother. I'm a black European. This is what they all are. They're black European. You remember Betty used to say this back in the day?
Exactly.
I'm
That's
a black,
why they
black
use
European.
relaxers. They're constantly trying to straighten out their hair. I mean, like, what's going on? Why do these black women look for straight hair? No black woman has straight hair. It doesn't grow naturally.
I said this the other day, but I said, how come it is that the true, perfect, original human beings have to do so much to change the natural state? It seems like a lot more than anyone else has to.
Well, because people are fucked in the head naturally. I mean, people in the regions in the northern hemisphere want to get a tan, and they would like to have the jet black hair. People in the south would like to somebody be blonde hair and be pale, more pale. Like, from where the hell we get fair and lovely in India?
I mean,
you can't just say about black people, brother. Even white people. I've seen white people trying to be a Rasta, putting Coca-Cola in their hair and that.
Yeah, I'm going to show you guys. I'm going to show you guys something, and you tell me if this is how a natural woman should look. Is this a natural look for a black woman? Is this what's natural about this? I see nothing natural about this. This woman is blonde-haired, mixed-raced, clearly African woman with straight, flowing hair that comes out of nothing but a Caucasian woman's or a mountain woman's sort of style. There is nothing African about this. There's nothing African about this woman at all. Look at that. Which African woman has that kind of blonde hair?
Is that cultural appropriation?
This is pure cultural appropriation.
They're allowed to do that.
Straight hair, which is probably wig or extensions.
Actually, what do you think the most dangerous part is? This cultural appropriation and this confused, black people being confused? Or anything else they're talking about? Don't you think if they really want independence and freedom and all of that, they need to fight this first of all? This
precisely. I mean, look at this. By the way, I'm not just picking on Beyonce. Look at that. Kelly Rowland, Meghan Markle, and admittedly, I think she's white anyway. I mean, I'll be honest, her black credentials are highly questionable. But yeah. Look at that. Nicki Minaj. That's Cardi B. None of these women. This is all European-looking women. None of these women look African. Which one of these women look African?
You know what I would say is that the way that they scream about anybody, anytime anybody does anything that they claim to be part of their culture, they immediately attack them for trying to steal their culture or whatever. Yeah, but the way I see it is like people need to stop being babies about stupid, dumb shit like that, and people should just be happy that anybody embraces their culture. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean,
let people get on with it.
To be honest with you, Diana Ross in this image looks more of an African woman with a more natural looking African hair than Beyonce ever did. I mean,
isn't Beyonce half white? How much you fully black?
Well, she's mixed, yeah.
I see your point, Banksy. I see your point.
Look. I just want to point out, this is an African beauty, okay? This is what African women... okay, maybe not this one. We can skip that one. This is... Isn't this beautiful? This is a natural African woman. This is how African women look like. This is what African women actually represent. And to be honest with you, obviously beauty is in the eye of the beholder, but this is not an African woman. This is an African woman This is an African mama. She probably cooks some great food. She probably feeds you all the time.
Actually, go back to that woman with the European hair. Can you just click on that woman? I just want to ask you a question.
This one.
That hair, that's original hair. Is that original hair? Is that
Nah.
that hair?
That's fake.
That's an Indian hair, right? That's an Indian hair, isn't it?
Exactly.
Indian woman hair.
Exactly. That is an Indian hair. This is an African woman.
So
this is an
so they're
African
wearing
woman.
Indian people's hair, and they're saying Indian people are racist.
But what I'm saying
I don't get it, man.
there's beauty in this on its own. This is not. I mean, okay, that's obviously an artificial image. There is beauty in that. In itself, it's beautiful. It's not that it needs to be artificially changed into some European-looking thing. You don't. You can still look. Look, this is a fucking attractive woman. I mean, this may be a heavily photoshopped image, though, but that's African to me. That's an African woman. And I'll be honest.
What about Ethiopian, brother? Can we just be honest? Can you press Ethiopia woman by any chance? I want to see that hair as well, because they got different type of Ethiopian.
Quite often they're East Africans. Yeah, the better looking ones are East Africans usually.
But it's still African, right, brother? It's still African. It's not relaxed on your hair.
Yeah, but they've got they've just got more, I guess, Caucasian features, smaller noses. It's the Caucasian. But see this.
No, I'm not saying. No, I'm not saying that, brother. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. I'm saying, and it's not relaxed hair. Like, you know, these black European, but let's be honest, we have to call it for what it is. It's black European. When you're running, so you here fighting white supremacy, but you are running to look like a Betty, you know what I'm saying?
But no, Betty
Wendy,
does all the weaving.
No, Betty, brother, not Becky. I said a Becky, mate, a white woman, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, yeah.
And brother, let's be honest, brother, and I think the woman, why this died in the first place, I think it's because of us men, brother, you know what I'm saying? Us men, we can't, we when it comes to women, we don't see no race, brother. When a black woman, man, anything, you know what I'm saying? We sleeping with white woman, all of that. So I think the black woman is thinking we have to compete with these white women.
No,
because they're taking away our men.
This is why I'm not.
That's why I believe.
Yeah, I'm not going to sugarcoat it for you guys. This is why I don't date African black women that are raised or brought up in Britain or America or in Europe in general. The only women I've ever really, the African women that I've ever dated are actually African women. Zimbabwe, Kenya. These are for me, that is an African woman, but I mean, it's not really to do with their aesthetics anyway. They were both beautiful girls. Yeah. It's to do with their attitude. There's no fucking way on this planet that I could stand 5 minutes with someone like Nanitha, someone like fucking Lady Divine or Betty. They would literally
don't mention no name, brother. You're gonna go to the slaughterhouse tomorrow, man.
I have to say
you're gonna end up in a slaughterhouse tomorrow.
That.
Yeah, I'm gonna get fucking my ass handed to me.
When I was living in Britain, I noticed this thing that the African women straight from Africa, they don't have that inferiority psychotic complex like the ones born in Britain or America or wherever.
Yeah, because they're Western women. That's why. And like the names he just mentioned there, your Nainitha, your Lady Divine, and your Betty, right? Look, there are good qualities towards them, but it's overshadowed, by their fucking bad ones. The shit that's, you know what I mean? Like that entitlement and, that grandiose kind of behavior like that they've inherited being in this country.
Yeah.
And what is that, bro? What is that? Can you at the same time scream pro-black and Pan-African and this and that?
It's not just black women, by the way. It's all Western women. But all I'm trying to say is that it's fucking like everybody's been, is subjected to this shit. There are no fucking exceptions, unfortunately. And I'm telling you now, dude, I don't care what race you are, being brought up with this kind of Western mentality, it fucks up women's heads properly, bro. You know what I mean?
But Banksy, can I just say something?
Go.
Sorry, Banksy, Triller.
Drop it.
Do you believe you will hear from an Asian person say that to me, yeah? Any of those people that came here on a boat? I don't want to mention no name, bro, but these pro-black has told me that on their own channel. And that means, bro, what that proof is that they're jealous. I believe is that we've been there before that we suffer for racism, all of that. You lot just came here in the 80s and 90s, and now you have the same rights. It's jealousy, bro. These lot don't see themselves as what it is. They see themselves as white, black European men. You know what I'm saying?
Bro,
from the point, brother, from the point you're telling me any of those people that came here on a boat, that's when you're,
Bro,
bro, you
look,
can't say nothing.
in relation to the subject here, the only thing that I see relevant, right, is that I do see jealousy, yes, but I see that people have worked their asses off, right, and they become established shop owners, businessmen, and so on and so forth, right, and basically they're being driven out now because literally they can be because of a few people that have decided to gang up on them. That's all I see.
Look, I mean,
sorry.
I just want to quickly point out that I'm playing like a little montage of different African-looking women, African women who have natural African features. They haven't, put fake hair on. They don't have straightened out hair. So in fact, some of them have got very short, bold type hairstyles. But for me, I guess maybe again, I'll repeat: beauty's in the eye of the beholder. But for me, this has its own aesthetics and beauty. And there's nothing wrong with that. What is wrong with African women looking like African women? These Europeanized, like you said, Asketi, these Afro-European women who are raised in Britain, who are raised in America, they've lost that. They're so busy running around trying to impress or have European aesthetics.
Let's expand it a little bit. Raised in Europe in general, to be honest.
But what I'm saying is, most of these women have lost the connection to the roots, to their heritage, to what would be considered extremely beautiful, regardless of the fake this and fake that. And I'll be honest, on the same level, white women with all their Botox and their lip injections and their BBLs and fake tits, you got to be honest with yourselves. This is, if you see enough women, and I'll be perfectly honest with you, maybe I'm in a unique position to most other men, where I've seen hundreds of women naked, hundreds upon hundreds of women naked, and a lot of them with fake breasts and fake lips and stuff. And the difference between the ones who have the fake breasts and the fake lips and the ones who don't is night and day. And there is no amount of photoshopping or filtering that can truly show you, as a man, I will take a natural woman every day. Now, a little bit of makeup.
Actually, you must be honest, mate. It looks bad than the way it feels. Those fake tips. When you feel it, bro, it feels like fucking a hard sandbag. Them ones.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Bro, it's like something hard, bro. Some hard sandbag, like you think.
Yeah, Banksy, but you're talking about a chick that's taking care of herself, that's natural. If she's a natural fatty, you'd be wishing she had some liposuction or something, bro.
Oh, no. Liposuction, or at least losing some weight or whatever, that's actually a different thing to giant fake breasts, lip injections, Botox, brow lifts, BBLs. Those are ridiculous things. Women look ridiculous when they do things like that. And by the way, the irony is, as much as the black woman with her hair straightener and all of that stuff that Beyonce does tries to look like a white woman, the irony is that the white woman is now trying to look more like the black woman. The big butts, the big lips.
This is what my question to you, Banksy, was that do you think that where do black women? Because look, let's be honest, brother. They're saying that they want separation and freedom, and they don't really want separation. But where do you think that? Yeah, bro, I got my point back now. Where do you think black women today? Bro, sorry, man, Banksy, I completely forgot my point, man.
Damn.
But
Okay. Don't worry. Think about it. Take a minute. We'll.
It was a very important point, but it's something to do with Kel. Yeah, I forgot it now. Kel, brother, you trying to lead the black people and this and that, brother. Do you think what you do? Yeah, Banksy came back. I got it now. Feminism, brother. Black woman and feminism. My point is, brother, to you, Banksy. Now, when they're supporting feminism, we know feminism is just one part of the package. That's that alphabetic fan club. You know what I'm saying? That I don't want to say that starts with L. You know what I'm saying? They're involved. It's not just feminism. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole group of people, right? So my question is, black women now supporting the feminism. Where you gonna go next? You know what I'm saying? What you do? Where you gonna go next? Because right now, brother, I heard what happened to you, Banksy. I wasn't happy, but I felt it for 1 minute. You know, them tactics of you being cussed and disrespecting all of that, bro. That's not how you have a conversation. You know what I'm saying? How you gonna get anywhere? Women now has no respect for the man. If they can talk, women are here talking about men are doing this to you, but if a woman talk to us like that, that means they really have no respect, and that's feminism, bro. What happened earlier there was clearly feminism, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I'm saying, bro, if we carry on like that, we're doomed, bro. The world is doomed.
I agree with, look, Kale, these are the conflicts that I have, like, inside myself at times, where I sit and I think about, for example, yesterday I was at an Iranian protest, which is a very female-led protest, this particular run of protests in regards to Mahsa Amini, who got killed because her headscarf wasn't on properly, and a lot of the women are fronting these protests in Iran, elsewhere in the world, and you know the slogan for this protest is "Woman, Life, Freedom, Zan Zendegi Azadi," and it's fair enough. It's perfectly legitimate because these women in Iran are excessively oppressed compared to the men, and generally a weight of this oppression in Iran falls on the women heavier than the men on a day-to-day basis. So in a weird way, it is a feminist movement, and my take on feminism, and the kind of disagreements I have with the feminists of the West, but unfortunately there is a limit, there is a bottom sort of baseline limit, which I agree with feminism, that women should have a certain level of freedom. Unfortunately, I think the West has gone too far. The pendulum has swung too far in the West, and in the East, especially countries like Iran and Pakistan and stuff, the pendulum hasn't even started swinging. So that's the problem. But I fear for Iran in the future, if this movement actually gains momentum, and how they will moderate this and not allow the feminists to completely take over the nation and start to move. Because yesterday I saw some leftist bullshit that was being spoken on stage. Some guy started to give excuse me. Sorry, guys, I'm actually suffering from a cold that has just begun yesterday and today. My throat is killing me all day, and it has nothing to do with the amount of penises I swallowed.
It's the weather. It's the weather changing, bro. The weather is changing.
Yeah.
That's what we say, Somali people. That's what we say. It's when I think you already said as well. The weather have changed.
That's spit and not swallow, Banksy.
And sorry, guys, I don't want to get distracted from what I'm saying. But what I'm trying to say is, yesterday some guy got on stage and he started talking about how in order to change the Iranian regime, we have to control climate change, and we have to control fossil fuel usage, because the Iranian regime is using the Iranian oil to fund the regime and keep itself in place. I'm like, dude, we're here talking about women's rights in Iran, and you're fucking bringing in climate change and just stop oil and bollocks like that. This leftist bullshit. And it's like, this is nonsense. I'm not trying to hear your bullshit. Just stop oil and stop fossil fuel bollocks in the middle of Iranian female rights protests. This is what I mean.
But one thing I do respect about Iran, brother, I heard full tank of petrol costs about $3. Is that true, Banksy? Yes, I heard Iran full tank of petrol today costs about $3-4. Is that true?
Oh yeah. In Kuwait, you can fill up your car. My friend is in Kuwait. You can fill up your car with, like, I don't know, $1, maybe less than $1.
Banksy, brother, I gotta go, brother. I had a point I just wanted to address for you guys, and ask you a question from all of you guys. Can a woman rape a man? My question is, I just want to ask you a question. Can a woman rape a man?
Technically, yes, if it's a young child, and women can force themselves
upon men.
What
about big grown man? What about big? Because we know rape is, when it comes to consent, right? Consent, they say, when one of the parties says, I don't want to engage with this no more, and you carry on, that's when it becomes that, right? So my point, brother, is to do to this, bro. Out of 10,000 men rape cases, men who got convicted for rape. How many women has been convicted for rape?
Well, the thing is, in all honesty, rape cases are incredibly difficult anyway, because most of the time it falls in the he said, she said. And so that's why a lot of cases don't even go through. In fact, if you look at Andrew Tate and the allegations against him and sort of rape, he had issues with that in the UK didn't prosecute him because the case was weak and they couldn't really do it. And in fact, there's a potential that he's going to get off the case in Romania as well, because it's all he said, she said, and it's very difficult to actually prove it, especially if the woman is in love with him and he's got scores of texts saying, I love you. The girl is saying, I love you and I want to be with you and I want to marry you and all that stuff. It becomes really hard to prove rape in that sense.
Yeah.
So women proving men that rape them is difficult enough. For a man to prove a woman raped him is nearly impossible. In fact, most of the time probably laughed at. Most men don't even prosecute for rape of women, because most men, it's ridiculous to even try to prove it. Even if you, especially if you've had an erection and there's a penetration that's taken place, it is almost impossible for you to say that you didn't consent, just because your physiology proves that you had some at least sexual arousal. There has been some cases women can certainly sexually molest men, but
that's all. That's what my next point. My next question for you, Banksy. Like you said, and that rape thing. I don't want to say the word, brother. It's very hard to to convict. Yeah, but what about sexual harassment and sexual groping and stuff like that?
Yes.
Do women get arrested for stuff like that? Because we all know a woman will just, a man, if he just sees a woman he likes and just grab her, that's the sexual harassment, right? You can go jail for that. But a woman does it all the time, brother. I've had women just grab my thingy, just grab onto me. You know what I'm saying? They do that with no hesitation, thinking, you know what, this could end up wrong. And this is what I'm saying, brother. Women have got different rights than the men. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, there has been some cases of, after the Me Too thing came out, there was a couple of cases of some woman in government who was sued by a man for sexual harassment at work. There's been a few cases like that where women have been fired from their job or quote unquote cancelled for sexual harassment at work or inappropriate behavior, but it's one in a million kind of situations. Most men don't even prosecute a woman for that kind of thing. If a woman slaps you on the ass, I'll be honest, I'm gonna keep it real. If I walk through work or a shopping center or anywhere and I get a woman slapping me in the ass, that's been a good day for me. That's kind of like,
That
puts a smile on my
face. Now we know Banksy's deficit in life. Now we know Banksy's deficit. Anyway,
what do you think about that, bro? And let's ask the other guy. And I haven't spoken to you, but what do you think about that statistic? Women don't ever see even investigate. They won't even open up investigation if a woman touch a man or grope a man without their consent. My point is this, brother, and the world is set up different. You know what I'm saying? Because I believe when the woman is drunk and she just goes and grab the man, she knows the man is not gonna call the police. But if the man does it, even though she likes it, the funny part is, bro, it only gets bad when the woman stop wanting it. You know what I'm saying? She might want it from the beginning, but with the time she changed or said, you know what, I don't even like this guy. That's the time when the woman can just switch on you. You know what I'm saying? She can ruin your life.
And I know the way.
And it happens a lot, bro. It does happen a lot, bro. Woman
and
just.
I know the way how a woman can rape a man.
She forgets about that man she was with. She's with another man, and she's like, "Fuck this nigga, I'm just gonna end this." Woman, bro. That's the dangerous thing with a woman. They don't really consider the effect it has on a man. When they make up lie stories and this and that. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. What exactly is a rape?
MC, go.
What exactly is a rape? It's forcing somebody else to have sex against
consent.
his will. So there is a way. There is a way to rape a man. First of all, the woman have to inject the guy with something that will paralyze him, but also have to give him a Viagra pill. So the guy will lay on the ground, have his erection, she will ride him, and that will be rape. If that will be against him and his consent, I think that's the only way she can rape him, basically.
What
So
if
there is a way.
what if she spikes you, brother? Look. They say this, brother. That grey boy. They said you cannot 100% prove you have consent from a person if you sleep with them while they're drunk. You know. This is why a lot of people get
Yeah.
and
I'll say
taken for
it.
this.
I ain't gonna lie, yeah. Like
Mm.
it's kind of off topic though, isn't it? Like, I mean,
Yeah. No, my point, brother. Banks. Sorry, but I'm trying to keep it short. My point was this, yeah. Like, and it's not fair, innit, bro? Because Trilla, you've seen this yourself, right? Woman can get you drunk and take you to your house, and then tomorrow the woman is
bro,
pregnant. After a
it's
week
the
after,
whole thing
she
about
tell you I'm
gender,
pregnant,
isn't it?
brother.
It's
You know what I'm saying,
different,
brother?
bro.
How are you
It's
pregnant,
not
bro?
fair, bro.
Man, I even
Fucking
knew I
hell,
took my fucking
Okay.
trouser down. I didn't even know when I took my trouser down.
bro. It's not
But now
fair.
you're pregnant.
100%,
You know?
it's not fair. Yeah, we're men. We gotta deal with different shit. That's it.
Now I
But if
have
you
to
don't
pay
know that
child
by
support
now,
and
what
all
the
that
fuck,
shit.
innit? Bro, what the fuck
Man,
is it, bro? You sound like one of these one of these people that want to be one of these Me Too people or something, and just
bro.
want some.
Nah, brother.
Yeah,
Not even that,
just
bro.
some mad
That's how you
feminism,
see it,
like.
bro. That's how you see it. Allow it, Trilla, mate. That's how
Bro,
you
come
see it,
on,
bro.
bro. You're a fucking
My,
man. Act like one, innit? For fuck's sake.
my point, bro, you don't see the point. My point was this, bro. If a woman gets pregnant, she can decide to keep the kid, bro, and you have to pay for the rest of her life for child support. But if
Bro,
she
she
wants to
can
have an
also
abortion,
take the kid
she
away
can
from
just get
you
rid of
and
it,
take
bro.
away your rights. But bro, again, what's this got to do with the shopkeeper, bro? And the girl and everything. You get me?
Bro, it's we talk about feminism. We talking about feminism, right? Because what it is, bro,
Well,
is that the world has come to where, bro, the woman don't want to be
Actually, we were
guided by the
talking
man.
about
Hold
property
on, bro.
rights.
I'm trying to say the woman don't want to be guided by the man. They're saying we need a strong leader and a man to guide us and this and that. But right now, women are saying we can do it ourselves. You know what I'm saying?
well,
We know
I
this
have to
10 years
say,
ago.
I think black women are flourishing under this whole
Why black women,
feminism thing
brother?
right now.
Why you have to why
That's what
black
I
women?
think.
Why not Asian women?
I think
No,
black women
I say Asian
especially.
women. No, I think Asian
I
women.
think generally, especially with the Me Too movement, yeah, that was probably a white woman thing mostly, yeah, in terms of like, but then I looked into that and I thought, okay, freaking there are a lot of women that are too afraid to speak up in it, yeah, because they don't want to suffer the legal repercussions because they took settlements in it to stay quiet, right? Even though the fucking press were pressing them, yeah, for information. But the thing is, like I said, look, right now, when it comes down to it, right, you see a lot of people using their race, right, using their skin color to literally fucking, destroy other people's lives and businesses. You've seen that with the BLM movement in America. They literally destroyed businesses. They went out there, burnt fucking shops down, businesses down. People are afraid to go out on the street. You know what I mean? Because they're afraid of getting robbed, beaten, whatever. People have been attacked for being fucking of a certain color. You get me? By these so-called fucking movement of people. Bro, it's just total bullshit, bro. You got
And
one gang of people doing madness on the streets. They're anarchists, man.
So where do you think, bro? Where is the end? I don't want, brother. I'm not trying to get in between, Asian business and black people buying hair. You know what I'm saying? Because when we heard the guy said 99% of his customers are black. So, bro, where do you think if that guy now let's say he passed the business down to his family member, where do you think they have to change? What approach can it?
Well, bro, look, end of the day, right? There are always options, right? But the fact is, okay, look, he went from dealing with one person to now dealing with probably hundreds of people that are threatening to kill him. You get it? There's a bit because of these people that are come over and messed up, you know what I mean? Basically got involved, yeah. They intimidated him, right? Forced him to move, and his life is under threat. And that's no joke. You know, and they could do that to you, Askety. They could do that to anybody, bro. That's the thing.
But bro, guess what, bro? When one of the women is gonna need a wig, that's when they're gonna remember when that shop is closed. You know what I'm saying?
Are we changing topics?
I'm saying, bro, that shop, they don't need the shop, but what?
Really?
They're gonna.
I mean,
my
sorry,
point.
whoever is coming
We're
to my
not
shop,
changing
my
the topic.
property, I want to kill them. I'm sorry if they want to take away something from my shop.
Bro, that's why you're lucky you don't live in Britain, my friend.
Everybody.
That's why. That's why you stay in America with your AR-15 and that.
You got people like Khan. You got people like Khan, right? He's a Turk who loves to pander towards black people, right? Who basically promote freaking it's okay to steal from shops. It's okay. A shopkeeper shouldn't react And it's not stealing if she doesn't leave the shop, even though she's trying to leave the shop, right? So literally, you're stuck in a rock and a hard place. What the fuck are you gonna do? You have to basically make a conscious decision and let the courts decide what the fuck went down. You get me, right? You got CCTV, it's being recorded. Let the courts decide. These people have taken the law into their own hands, and that is unacceptable.
Yep.
Who's done that, my friend? You making up shit again.
No, I'm not making up shit. What they're doing is, dude, they know exactly what they're doing. They are literally, hold on. So they are literally, they haven't attacked the person, right? But they have made sure that that person knows he can't come back. He and his life will never be the same again. And that is basically taking the law into your own hands, in my opinion. So
I understand, bro. They should have looked at, bro, that business might be providing a whole family, brother, a whole family tree. Mom, grandmother, grandsister. You know what I mean? I know how the Asian are doing. That is wrong, brother. But I'm saying is that guy shouldn't put his hand around her neck.
But the thing
and that woman shouldn't lash out like that. Shouldn't be. But bro, nobody is in a right.
Hit the basket on his head, bro. After she fucking hit the basket on his head.
That's what I'm saying, bro. I don't know who to support here, bro.
But this is the problem that Veli was always keep mentioning. Oh, you know, if she was another person of a different race, would he have done the same thing if that was a white woman? And I kept saying this, and they kind of like acknowledged it, but then kind of brushed it to one side. If it was a woman of a different race, would she have behaved the way this woman behaved? If it was a Chinese woman, if it was an Indian woman, if it was a Caucasian woman of any Scottish, English, Welsh, Swedish, will they actually have behaved like this? Because I guarantee you that any of them that would have behaved this way would have got the same treatment. If it was
it's not just about behavior.
If it was some street hood rat like Zabeda or any of these white girls who pretend to want to act like these black girls, they would have got the same treatment.
Right. So, and
London culture? Hold on, is that not a London culture? The way they act, the way, like you said, I don't want to mention no name, bro.
Yeah, but what culture does it mostly represent? You're saying London culture, but what does that particular kind of behavior, where does that stem from?
Exactly.
Outside of London.
From white people.
No, but what
don't
are they
lie to me, bro. From white people.
Exactly. No, but what are these white girls or this Zabeda Algerian girl or mixed Algerian Iraqi girl? Why is she talking the way she does? What does she say? Wagwan and you know, all these mandems and you're shook and this, these words, these languages, these terminologies, they don't come from an Algerian background. They don't come from Iraqi backgrounds. Modine's behavior isn't emulating Iraqis and Middle Easterners. Modine's behavior is emulating Afro-Caribbeans in London, but not even Afro-Caribbeans in Africa or in Caribbean. It's this weird amalgamation of this Afro-Caribbean behavior and culture that has risen by itself, sometimes you could say.
So, brother Banksy, what do you want? Segregation? You want the black people to be segregated and live in a community?
No, it's not segregation.
Where they live,
no.
Language
it's nothing to do with segregation. But what I'm trying to say is that if the Afro-Caribbeans, or as I would say, the Sun people in London, wish to have different rules applied to them versus other people so they can steal and they can do things, then unfortunately, they're going to have to go to other Afro-Caribbean shops to do it. They can't go to Asian shops and they can't go to ice people shops to do it. The mountains and the ice are going to segregate themselves automatically. Asketi, if you look at America after the BLM riots, after all the burning of the different stores are now moving out of those areas. Walmart is closing. I don't know, all these other big chains are closing and moving away. And then the black people in that area are complaining because they don't have the supermarket nearby anymore. They have to drive miles to the next supermarket in order to purchase their food. And they're crying about, food deserts and stupid shit like that.
My question is, Banksy, what will happen if only there's two of those black people went around the community, done a fundraiser and said, I'm going to open up a grocery store and this and that, all run by black people.
Fantastic.
Everybody. Well, I'm saying, why Why can that not happen, Banksy? Where do you think? I
Because
don't know what the problem
I'll
is.
be
They've been
honest with
around
you.
here.
Because black people, Sun people in London, most of these diasporas, they're not really out for the community and for themselves. They are out to consume, but they're not out to give back. Very few of them give back. I told you at the beginning of this show, I mentioned my friends, black friends who became successful. The second they became successful, they moved to a white neighborhood. They didn't stay in the black neighborhood. They moved the fuck out and out to a white neighborhood because they wanted to live in a safe area. They wanted their children to grow up in a safe neighborhood where they could play out in the streets and not worry about being stabbed and being raised, but growing up in this inner London hoodlum, hood rat environment where their son could end up being stabbed or into drugs or become a drug dealer or any of that influence. They didn't want those influences around their
That's
children.
what the problem is. That's what the problem is, brother Banksy. Yeah, these young boys, they don't even have £20 in their pocket, right? But they want to wear a £600 jacket, £400 shoes, £200 jeans. You know what I'm saying? Why is it that important to be dressed like looking like you're wearing £2,000, but you don't have no money? This is where the black, and when you look at the white man, bro, yeah, that guy, he's wearing a white shirt and just a casual trouser and casual, shoes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but that's the thing. They want to wear £100 trainers when they don't have £20 to rub. They don't have 2 pennies to rub together.
There is a reason. There is a reason for that. No, there is a reason for that. Because generally speaking, right, I would say, and this is what black people would say as well, right, was, the ones that might be aware, it's like, end of the day, they know that they're at a disadvantage when it comes down to, a lot of things, right, in terms of jobs, the way they're looked down upon, women, etc. So they have to literally make up for it by upping themselves in other things, like the clothes that they wear, the cars that they drive, the way that they act, the way that they are around women. Do you know what I mean? It's like, generally speaking, they compensate, for the fact that because of their complexion. You know what I mean? So that is unfortunate, but it's a reality. So that's why they basically dress up and they do basically act the way they do sometimes. Not all, some, but yeah.
Look, guys, gentlemen.
So why do you hold on? Why don't you Asian people not do it with your rich parents and that? Why don't you?
No, they do it too. They do it too. Yeah, no, they do it too.
Not always, brother. Not always.
Look, when it comes to the Asian community, in all honesty, we can't really fault them. I can't, anyway. I mean, we've got a prime minister, we've got the first minister of Scotland, we've got a London mayor, all from that Asian subcontinent. So the Asians are crushing it. Let's not beat around the bush. The Asians are fucking killing it in this country. They're absolutely just owning. They run things literally and figuratively. So this group of people are doing very well for themselves. Now, of course, not all, hashtag not all. There's hood rats amongst the Asian community too, but by and large, no. The people of the Asian subcontinent are running shit. Yeah, exactly.
Banksy, my point, brother Banksy, is that Asia will not go up to his rich father. Let's say a multi-millionaire father. I don't think sometime it happen, but I don't even believe the Asian will go up to his father and say, "Buy me a £600 jacket." You know what I'm saying? Even though it happens, but it happens with the black people. The mother who's working one job, the son is expecting the mother to buy her the new jacket that just came out. You know what I'm saying? £300 jacket, £600 jacket.
Gentlemen,
Canada Goose for 1,100.
Gentlemen, I have to put a pin in. This is a hard stop for me because I have to get up for work tomorrow, and I'm only going to get 5 hours of sleep if I don't. Thank you, Asketi, for coming. Thank you, Triller. MC, you guys awesome as always. I'm going to drop off because I wish I could, but I can't really actually go on any longer.
I have to ask because I could just not understand this guy at the end. Is he complaining about Asian family structure, culture, ties, and pressure to succeed right now?
I don't think so. I don't know. I mean, I'll be honest. I most of the people, apart from you, I couldn't really hear very well tonight. Most most of the guys have, I don't know, maybe it's my end, but it was really hard to hear everything exactly. But I don't think so. I think Asketi is like wondering why is it that the Asian communities can do this and be so successful. Asians in the sense, when I say Asians, I mean Indians in this context of Britain, because in America,
I know,
Asians means
Britain.
Chinese.
Yes, it's Britain. I get it, and well, I've been around them, and I can see that that at least the parents are giving the hard time the kids in education, and if not that, then some other way to succeed. And there's no buts, and there's no you are a victim. No, you are not a victim. You will fucking do it.
Yeah, I mean, this is the thing. When it comes to Asians, even Orientals, Middle Easterners, Indians, or people from the Indian subcontinent, they have a very, very strict cultural pressure of their children doing well academically. I can't point. I will tell you 100%. There is not a single Iranian mother that I know that doesn't want their children to grow up to become lawyers, doctors, or architects, or surgeons, or even nowadays computer specialists. There's like, these are the minimal type of things they want their children to be. They're not raising their children to become lorry drivers and dustbin collectors or any things like that. They're raising their children with high aptitude careers in mind, and they push their kids to do that. They push their kids to study and to advance in those areas, and the success rates are kind of, they speak for themselves, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I know.
You can't really fault that cultural aspect. Now, I don't know if I think Africans from Africa that come to Britain or America, they are very successful. Nigerians, Ghanaians, Kenyans, they actually become very successful when they go to these Western countries because they come from that African mindset. It's the Africans who were brought here ancestrally as slaves or have had multiple generations, and they're multiple generations from Afro-Caribbean heritage. It's them that are not doing so great. And Somalis are not doing great either, but it's. I think it's a cultural aspect. There's a cultural aspect to this, and the African communities have to recognize that. I think, to be honest with you, for a large portion of this, there's some hard truths that the African communities have to address, and they are not. They want to, put the blinders on and pretend that these things don't exist. Unfortunately.
Yeah, I noticed the state of denial, to be honest, many of them. Like,
yeah, I think
truth about
there's
certain things, unpleasant truths, are kryptonite, like, to them. To be honest.
Exactly. And don't get me wrong, there's a whole bunch of. I'm a Caucasian Middle Easterner, so obviously they're not going to take my word for any of this. But there's a whole bunch of African black from the African diaspora who are saying the same things, because there's the truth is in front of everyone. It's not like it's somehow I've got some kind of exclusive access to it and the others don't. So others are noticing that, and they're pointing it out. Of course, they're going to be called coons. They're going to be called Uncle Toms. There's a whole bunch of slurs that these guys get thrown at, but they're still saying it. They're online. They're on YouTube. They're still saying it, and I've frequented quite a few of these channels, and I see it. I see there's a lot of black people, decent, open-minded, clear-thinking black guys who are now really saying, look, we got to get our act together, and we got to stop thinking ourselves as just perpetual victims, and we have the opportunities, and the time is right for us to do this. And they look at African, they look at the Asians, they look at the Indians, they look at the Chinese, the Koreans, and they see how they're excelling, and they're surpassing the black communities, and they're fed up of it. They're pissed off. Why is it that this guy who just came from Korea, South Korea, 2 months ago, 6 months ago, is got more businesses and owns more properties than me and my children who've been born and raised in this country like 3 generations? It's bullshit. They're just getting pissed off now that they're watching some Sikh guy who can barely put 4 English words together, who's got 4 properties, and a black guy who's like 3 generations born in Britain can't buy 1 house. They're getting
It's a little bit like my countrymen. Some of them, at least, are bitching and complaining that they have no money, or it's in this country because they cannot get anything from honest work. When the same guys, you will see them in a monopoly shop or wherever buying vodka or other alcohol and cigarettes,
There you go.
but they have no money. Give me a fucking break. They don't need even a formal education, to be honest, if they would think how to spin their lives around.
Yeah.
And I'm sure about it. Because I don't have a formal education in many languages or in some technological stuff. But do I really need to have a diploma to know those things and learn them on my own?
Yeah. Actually, Loafer Sheffield says read Thomas Sowell. Yeah, I know. Candace Owens loves Thomas Sowell as well. And yeah, I mean, it is true. It is true that I think the Black Commission. Now, don't get me wrong. You see, that's why I have to always and this is not even for the sake of keeping it even-handed. This is the truths that I've seen as well. When it came to the Iranian community, for example, in the 80s and 70s and 80s, when the large amount of Iranians left Iran because of the revolution, because of the Khomeini regime, we had a lot of the high achievers and the successful, high IQ Iranians leave the country. Now, Iran had a massive brain drain because of that, but most of the Iranians who came out in that period have been exceedingly successful. Some of them multi-millionaires, just crazy successful. What I do see now with the massive over sort of blown amount of Iranians who are leaving Iran now, we're getting the hood rats as well. So the Iranian community is not just high IQ, highly successful individuals. There is a massive underperforming community as well that have arrived, but they're the ones who are just like the fucking bottom of the barrel types. Okay, they work hard and they're still trying to do something, but most of them, there's a lot of them I know in the drug dealing sort of environments, in the hood sort of gangster environments. There's a whole bunch of them as well. But no, that's what I mean. There's still quite a big number of them are high achievers, but I know and I've seen the low-level types as well. The hood rats who were hood rats in Iran and are just hood rats in Britain. They're just the same badly behaved, low IQ individuals who are doing the same shit that made Iran a shithole. They're just exporting it here. They're just carrying on, except they're just living off benefits in Britain. So that is a thing. That is a definite thing. Let me just read this Sheffield's Nima Parvini's dad got out of Iran after 1979. He's an interesting bloke, academic agents channel. Oh yes, yeah, I know. I mean, I don't know about Nima Parvini, but academic agent, I know all about him. And yeah, he's a bit of a mixed bag, that guy. I'll be honest, I don't really like a lot of the stuff that he talks about. But it's a bit of a mixed bag. There are some stuff that he says that are pretty decent. But anyway, MC, love you, man, as always. But I gotta go. I gotta get some sleep. Otherwise, I will be absolutely screwed tomorrow. I'm dealing with a cold and I gotta go to work. So yeah, love you. Catch you next time. Just keep an eye out for when I post the next live stream, and I'll try and do it sooner than what I have been. But yeah, have a good one, mate. Enjoy Poland, and yeah, keep it steady. Okay, guys, I am jumping off this panel, and we are ending the panel side of things. Gonna wrap it up. Gotta wrap it up. I don't know how to wrap it up. What's the moral of this story? What are we taking away from this show? I don't know. I've said some stuff which are probably going to get me in the greatest of shits when it comes to the next Valley show. I'm sure they're going to be a few people on there to tear me a new asshole, but I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. I think some of this stuff had to be said. Some of these Sun people need to face up to some of their own fuckeries, and I will say it again. If you did this in a black man's shop, that black man would have beaten that woman to a pulp, and there would be no protest outside of that black man's shop. there would just be protests because he wasn't a black man. And I'm sorry, people of the Sun, you don't have the rights, you don't have privileges of stealing and acting badly in people's businesses. You just don't. I don't care what you do. I don't care who you are or where you've come from. You don't steal shit. Don't beat people up. In fact, actually, let me play a clip just for the sake of the Sun people. If you guys are ever in any kind of doubt or any concerns about how you should behave in a civil society, please remember this.
Boss, it's Skull. He knocked over another ATM, this time at knife point. He needs your legal advice.
Stop breaking the law, asshole!
I thank you. I thank you all. Do remember, Sun people, you're not above the law. You're just regular people. Stop breaking the fucking law. All right. In that case, on that little note, I will let you all go. I'm just looking for the next song. I guess this song represents my appendage. It is a song called Tiny Seed. Guys, remember to like and subscribe, and all that good stuff. There's a few links that someone put in for Hafiz Reflects. Yeah, go ahead and subscribe to Hafiz Reflects. I was also featured on the Alex Stein show, the Prime Time with Alex Stein. I posted, actually, I wanted to play that shit. Yeah, I wanted to actually play my little segment of me on the Prime Time with Alex Stein, but I kind of forgot. Okay, let me see.
You think so?
Yeah, I think she was pissed you didn't eat one, though. It was a little insulting.
You want me to eat bugs because you don't want to break my... That's going to give you bad diet. You want to hit me with cheese.
You're one, though.
Come up, I love you.
I know, I think she loved it.
You think? Hey, Jimmy made me worse than the cheese.
I would love to hit you with it.
Okay.
Okay, let me just quickly play this, and then you can... I'm just going to give you a teaser, because you can go to the Hafiz Reflects to see the full video. It's entirely up to you guys.
But before the show, now, Bree, last night you liked some of your fan videos, did you not?
Yeah.
I've got the hiccups.
Full context, Alex Stein requested me to do a video for Bree, who is the lady who's a presenter. He was on his show for a few days. And he said to me, yeah, do a video for Bree. Sort of, some sort of comment or statement or something.
So, now we have another one from one of your diehard fans. Let's play this video.
Hello, Miss Bree. I am Prince Abdul Muhammad Abdul. I am the Prince of Zamunda, and I have seen many of your videos, and it looks like you enjoy your golfing and your guns. I like the way you grab the shaft. I would like to invite you to become my third favorite wife. If you wish, you can come and we will have many children together. I am very happy that you're here in the studio with Mr. Stein. Even though he is a Jew, he is a good man, and I hope you have many good times with him. But please contact me and we will have many children.
Yes, indeed. I am working with Alex Stein a little bit more, so keep an eye on that one. I'll post whatever crazy shit I do with him on his show in due course. So yeah, that's that. Hit the like on your way out, subscribe, go to Hafiz Reflects, all that good stuff. I love it. Indeed. Have what's the trailer saying? Banksy trying everything to get famous. Hey man, it's called a comedy sketch. You guys should look them up. They happen. So anyway, have yourselves a good night and peace. Let's play this one. Can anyone hear that? Oh, wait a minute. Sorry.
Seeds upon the air, like tiny feathers blow away. Where will you travel to today? Past the wispy clouds and far away in empty space. Please won't you show me the way? Dance your dance upon the fading paper trace. Dream my dreams and set them free in a distant place. Over mountains high, my soaring thoughts in open sky, and down to where the dragonflies play. Breathe a breath of air, for space and silence always there. Tiny seeds will show you the way. Travel to today.